Welcome to Apocalypse, Mr. Mannheim.
Who are you?
Your new lord and master. You may call me Darkseid.
Log in, keyboard warriors, and violate the terms of service and get zucked with Darkseid's couch. I'm Mike.
Hey, it's James.
I'm Shée.
It's every 10 episodes, so we're back to Batman, and James and I got into a huge argument about not doing Batman koala books, which means it's like Batman gets turned into something weird, or he fights a robot, or just something like that takes it away from he's dealing with Batman vigilante crime stuff.
You expanded the definition right there. I was
No,
speaking
for me,
specifically.
it just means fucked up and stupid.
Well, then we got different definitions of Batman koala books, because to me, I'm referring specifically to the Silver Age stories where he gets turned into something dumb for 4 pages and has to learn how to be a koala Batman.
So, this may not be a Silver Age Batman book, but he does turn into something dumb.
No, he doesn't, because it's not even Bruce Wayne in this. It's just the legacy of Bruce Wayne.
And we'll get to it.
All right, this is a very different thing. This, to me, is not a Batman koala book. Shée, is this a Batman koala book to you?
No, but it's a book.
It's close enough.
Great.
It is, I would say, because all of those books are kind of outside of the regular continuity.
I mean, they weren't at the time. They are now.
This isn't regular.
No, this one isn't. But I'm saying those 60s Silver Age books, they were not out of continuity until, Crisis. Then Grant Morrison brought them back in and said, fuck you, all that shit counts.
Yeah, well, the multiverse, right? All that shit happened somewhere.
Yep.
But if you go by the multiverse, that means those are happening, in our reality as well somewhere.
It's funny that I hear you taking a hit just as you start talking about the multiverse.
I didn't hide it very, very well this time.
It's a very high idea. Yeah.
So we're doing Batman Digital Justice.
Yes.
Which, James had to stack the wheel to get it, but I'm not mad that he did.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to apologize to me now, or you can sprinkle it through the episode. You kind of handle it however you like.
I'm an American man. We don't apologize.
That's true. Yeah, Batman Digital. This is a book. I said this last time. It's a book that I've wanted to read for years, and I partially never read it because I was hoping it would come up on the show.
Yep, and here we are.
And it took forever, but
it only
it's
took
finally
5
here.
years.
Yeah, it only took 5 years, 6 years, however long it's been. Yeah, every 10 episodes we do a Batman book, and it's that time again.
Let's just pretend that it's always we max out at 5 years, so I don't feel old.
Okay.
Yeah. It's always a sliding timeline of 5 years.
We've always been doing the show for 5 years.
Yeah, it's like the new 52.
Yeah, right?
It's only a 5-year timeline.
Batman's always 31? How old is he supposed to be?
I mean, I think he was definitely pushing 40 until the new 52, and then they're like, you know what? He's 28 or whatever it was, and then they decided a few years later, oh, that's really insane. Now he's in his 30s somewhere. So I think they probably landed on 33 or something.
Yeah, with his 4 grown children. Yep,
that's why it's tough.
A lot of sense.
That's why it's tough. Well, in fairness, I'd say he didn't have Jason very long. Jason kind of came in, got killed, and went away. But he's grown up since then, which is, it's weird. Timelines are weird.
And he's got gray hair. He's old.
Well, I've known people in their 20s who had gray hair. And once there was that boy who saw something on the road so scared. What was that? What's the Crash Test Dummy song?
Once there was this boy who got into an accident and couldn't come to school.
Yeah, and it turned his hair white. So maybe that's all.
His
that's what
hair, it turned from black into bright white.
And that boy was Bruce Wayne.
I fucking love that band.
Crash Test Dummies?
Yes. That's one of my favorite bands. Isn't that weird?
Are there other songs worth hearing? Should I listen to that?
Yeah, all their songs are great. They're a weird band. If you like that song they're famous for, all their songs are that strange.
I mean, they have to be a weird band.
That Superman song.
They have a song about God trolling people who worship him.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I can believe. I mean, if your one big hit is called and that's the song, and that's the video, and that's your voice, you must have weird music. You can't just.
They have a song about medieval knights with their girlfriends. They eat mushrooms and have an orgy, and then they're eaten by a tiger.
Wow, that's my favorite Bible story. Yeah. I don't want to fuck around too much because we got a lot of ground to cover, and I want to make sure it's given its fair shake.
How are we doing this? Because like I read all of them. So
did I.
So what are we supposed to do? How are
We'll do the
splitting
first.
this up?
Well,
we're
technically,
gonna keep going till we like get bored or run out of steam.
No. We'll do the first half because I didn't realize that this wasn't just an all-in-one graphic novel. This is a 4-issue miniseries that was collected. So we'll do the first 2 issues now, and guess what? We're gonna come right back. I think next week.
Yeah, we'll do it next week.
And we'll do the back end of it. Yeah.
Woo!
So yeah, we'll just do the first 2 issues, which ain't going to be hard considering how much of the comic book is just copy and pasted from other parts of the comic book. And we'll go from there. So this is Batman Digital Justice, the first 2 issues. Yeah.
Hold on, before we go on, because I want to make sure that I say something before I forget.
Okay.
It's apparently blown some people's minds that women don't shower every day.
Yeah.
I want to stress here,
Most of
I don't smell.
Shée
The
doesn't
other
stink.
women don't smell.
Well, some
and
of
if
them
you
do.
do start to smell, you take a full shower.
Well, they say that
If you're
don't,
around other people.
They say that you don't notice how much you stink.
But I can verify from other people that I do not smell.
Shée does not stink. I can attest to that.
All right, James is simping for Shea, so let's just ignore him.
Mike, you've smelled me.
Well, those could have been your shower days.
What are the odds?
Okay, I just invited Mike over for the 4th of July.
Yeah.
I won't shower before that. How about that? I mean, not until
Gross.
then. I'm not saying I won't shower until then.
Yeah.
I'm saying within that like 24 hours, I won't shower.
Hold on now. Maybe we should make it interesting and say, Shea,
Right.
maybe you shouldn't shower from now until then. And
No,
then we'll see.
I need at least to start with a shower. That's not fair.
So you admit that you need to shower.
Well, no, I'm saying if you want to have a competition like that, I need to start cleaner than I am now.
Well, then take a shower. Okay, take a shower and then wait until the 4th of July, and I'll let you know if you smell. But if you do, you have to take a shower immediately.
Okay.
Deal? Yeah? James
Okay.
like, son of a bitch, you just made Shea stink for a week. Yep,
I'm
I
trying
sure
to
did.
follow the terms of this bet. I'm glad you guys understand it because I'm going to have to figure it out in the edit because I don't understand what the hell the terms of that
This
deal
is
was.
the bet.
But-
All right.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
By the way, this episode I don't think goes up until after the 4th of July. So check
what?
the Twitter. No, I'm just saying, like, so anyone listening, like, check the Twitter or something. Maybe we'll put some. I don't know, or we'll talk about it in the next episode. I don't know. But anyway,
we'll talk about the next one.
okay.
So this is the bet. All right, Shea could take a shower today, but after that, no more showers until the 4th of July, and I will inform her if she smells or not.
I think she'll have to take a shower in the morning tomorrow morning though, because we're
Fine,
recording this
tomorrow
late.
morning. God.
I'm just saying. I'm just being fair. So that'll be the morning of the 29th.
All right, the
All right.
29th, and until the
29th
4th of
until the
July
4th.
when I see you. All right,
That's like
deal?
5-6
Deal.
days. Oh boy. Okay. All our business deals are out of the way. The handshake agreements, the contracts are signed, the ink's dry. We can get on with this.
All my like bets and contests are all like insane and they don't make any sense, and there's no real winner.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about showers.
I
and
mean,
not peeing.
yeah, it's like, all right, I have dry shampoo. I use an electric razor, so I can still shave without showering.
Okay, so yeah, that's the terms. Like you just can't get in the shower.
Yeah.
Like you can't take a shower, you can't take a bath.
Yeah.
But you can do
Interesting.
all your other various grooming things that you feel is necessary.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We all settled?
I don't know why I'm dying on this hill.
I'm still
don't
doing
know.
a horse bath, by the way, which is something that is also usually taken
Shit.
care of.
Okay, a horse bath is a bath. Like
Well, no, because you're not getting in the bath.
Did you just blow up this whole deal?
I'm just trying to think. Like I'm trying to see if I should allow that. That's technically a bath.
I'm not gonna not wash my cooch.
Is that a shower? So you admit you have to wash your cooch every day. Like you can't not clean your. So when you say you don't shower every day, you're saying you just sometimes don't physically go in the shower.
No, I don't always like seek that out or something, but I'm not going from the 29th to the 4th and not do that.
So when you say, I'm saying, so what you say is normally you're always bathing, you're just not taking a shower.
No.
Well, you're bathing if you're bathing individual parts of you, then that's kind
That's
of the
bathing.
equivalent.
That's cleaning yourself. Like, yeah, when you said you don't take a shower, I thought you meant like you just like didn't groom and clean yourself every day, which I found to be astounding.
Yeah.
No, Mike's right.
Okay. Is there still it sounds like neither of you guys have read Art of the Deal lately. You're both terrible
Well,
negotiators.
I never thought of this because I just assumed
Yeah.
when someone says I don't take a shower, man, yeah, because I take so many showers. That's how all right. That all
I
makes
think,
sense now.
I think we might even, if we're still doing this bet, whatever the fuck that bet was, I think we might even actually have recorded the next episode before the 4th of July. So it might be the episode after that, but we'll
Maybe
keep
after
you
that.
posted.
Yeah.
We'll keep you posted on whatever this was, if it's still
Yeah.
relevant.
No, we'll still do the bet. We're still doing it. It's just that now
Okay.
I understand. I understand more. It's less disgusting than I thought.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, you don't want it to be completely undisgusting. You just want it to be less disgusting.
Right. Yeah. I just didn't understand what Shée was talking about.
Yeah, well, I usually don't.
I'm not sure we understand each other still, but okay.
Yeah. Welcome to autism. Nobody understands what the fuck you're talking about at any given time.
I'm probably on the spectrum.
You
riding
can't
down
take my
the road.
spectrum. It's my spectrum. It's my spectrum for me and my kind.
I'm
to talk about.
appropriating your spectrum. Dude.
Yeah, you can't. No. I don't want people doing that. All right. Anyway, settled. All right. Batman, Digital Justice. We're going to look at the first 2 issues from 1990, written by Pepe Marino, with dialogue by Doug Murray, art by Pepe Marino, with some help from Javier Romero and Bob Fingerman. We were laughing about Pepe Marino.
But but you just said a bunch more hilarious names.
I did. Doug Murray, Javier Romero, and of course Bob Fingerman.
Yeah, Fingerman. That's my favorite one now. Forget Pepe. I don't care about him.
Well, you should care about Pepe. He's kind of a boss. So Pepe, he's a Spaniard. He worked in marketing and attended engineering school before being drafted by the Spanish army, after which he became a DJ. And then he made his
Radio
way,
or club?
Radio DJ. And then he made his way over to the States. He immediately started getting comic book work. So I guess all you slackers need to up your game there.
Yeah, you just need to go out there and do it. That's your
just do it.
problem.
Just start making comics.
What
Just
does
make
his
'em.
regular art look like? His
No,
non.
that's a good question. I think he always worked in computers. He just didn't do like full scale, because he had a comic book called Shatter that was computer generated, and that's actually a pretty well respected book that I have not read. So I think that was always his thing. But yeah, that's a good question. I really don't know that much about it. I know that when he came to the States, he moved to San Francisco, became part of the punk scene, and made posters and all that for a bunch of bands. He played bass in a punkabilly band, right? Well, here you go. Then he designed the characters for a show called Tiger Sharks. I don't remember that one at all. But he also designed characters for Thundercats and Silverhawks.
Oh, sick.
And
Silverhawks.
Silverhawks. We talked about that a little bit. It's just Thundercats in space.
Oh,
It's just Thundercats in space. But he had actually directed a lot of the animated segments and the commercials for those toys.
Oh,
so
cool.
when you're digging through those 80s commercials, some of them were probably directed by Pepe Marino.
This guy, you're right. He is a boss. This guy,
Yeah.
he like does so many different things, and
Yeah.
he's succeeding.
yeah.
We'll tell you what else he's done. Since Digital Justice, he made a video game called Hellcab, right?
What the hell?
And he also he created the poorly received Beachhead games. His work is featured in the Smithsonian, as well as a permanent exhibition at the Museum of Modern Art in France.
Wow.
This is a real deal guy.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's
I
Pepe
like that
Marino.
Mike and I are just saying the exact same thing.
I think we're equally stunned by this
We
guy's
are.
accomplishments. I'm like, holy shit.
Real dude. This is a real deal. He hasn't really done much since, but
Well,
whatever.
he's exhausted.
left his mark. Yeah.
He probably
He's
went
earned.
to. He probably went to bed.
I'll tell you what I don't think he ever did was read Batman comics, because he did not seem to understand what he was doing here.
It doesn't matter.
It didn't really matter. No.
Doesn't matter. So we know this is a computer-generated comic because it says so on the cover.
The cover of it has Batman standing on like an integrated circuit in agony. And
I see. I didn't see it as in agony. I see
Yeah.
it like he is like just tuned in.
oh, he's zen. He's
I thought he
one
was
with the
just
machine.
making Batman face.
And he's just
Yeah, he
he's
is.
Batman facing that computer keyboard or microchip.
Yeah, he's looking at his own logo. Look at
Yeah.
that sweet
Yeah.
ass logo I got.
He's like, oh, look how cool Batman is spelled out.
Oh, this book's gonna be great.
The coloring there is the same as like those weird ass cups that always had the wax
Yeah.
on the outside that you could scrape off.
Or those
Yeah.
posters that made things look like they were in the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like this coloring is what you would color an 80s palm tree in a poster or a movie.
yeah, because you thought
Yes.
this was how everything was going to look in the future, and you were totally wrong.
No, the 80s totally came back. That's exactly what things look like in the future.
A little bit right now.
Yeah, right?
I
They
can't get a
were right.
water. I can't get a water bottle that isn't hot pink. That's true.
Yeah, look at
But,
that. They did it. They figured it out.
They kind of did. It's funny because what I like a lot about these futuristic stories that are, decades old now is because they always get a lot of things right, and then they get a lot of things horribly, horribly wrong.
Motherboard. That's the word I was thinking of. Jesus.
He does look like he's standing on a motherboard. Yeah.
Just derailed all that, didn't I?
I forgot where it was. No, what I was going to say is that the main thing that I always notice that they get wrong, like they'll get so much stuff right. The main thing they'll always get wrong is storage capacity. Like every old article or comic book, and we see it in this comic book, they're always like, in the future someday, you may have a hard drive with up to 50 gigabytes of storage.
Good Lord.
It's insane. It's insane how off the mark these very prophetic people were when it came to just the sheer size of the computing power.
Hey, they were right that computers lasted.
Yeah, they're still around. They didn't go away.
Right? It could have gone away. My dad always thought that was going to happen.
Yeah, in the 90s, everyone was like, yeah, get off his computer train before it crashes. Sure.
It's just a fad.
It's just a fad. Yeah.
No, my family had a computer very early on.
Oh, yeah. You did. So when did you get your first computer? When's your first computer experience? How old were you?
I never had my own computer growing up. Let me start there. Like the family had a computer, but I never personally had my own computer until I
Downloading
went to
Linkin
college.
Park bootlegs.
But like
you
I
get
remember
LimeWire on the computer?
I remember having a computer when I was like maybe 8.
Stop all the downloading. So, all right. So you were, and by the time you were 8, like the internet was already a thing. Like it was AOL, but it was still a thing.
Yeah, like that's what I remember. We may have had the computer before that, but that's just the first time I think I can remember.
Mike, when did you have a computer?
That I personally owned one?
I guess when you were using one.
Oh, okay, using one. Because I was going to say, like, when I owned one, I was already, like, far into manhood by the time I actually bought a computer for myself. But, like,
So 12.
As a kid, like, I grew up in the country, and there wasn't a whole lot of money in school. So, like, getting computers was...
Big deal.
I did in kindergarten. I remember using computers in school.
When did they... I was trying to think of when I remember playing Oregon Trail.
It was probably the same for me. I was probably 13, maybe. So this would have been like 1995 or so, and I didn't have a computer until I was like 15.
I love computers now.
14.4 modem. Yeah, it's a mixed blessing.
Yeah,
we'll
right.
see.
They didn't teach us about computers at all in school, pretty much.
No, same for me. They didn't teach me shit in computers. I had to learn how to open them up. I had to learn how to fuck them up.
Yeah.
I had a basic computer class, I remember. Or maybe it was just typing.
It was right after dressage class at your private school?
No, it was in like 7th grade in public school.
Oh, okay. In 7th grade in public school, I was fighting rats for my lunch money.
Yeah. Yep. Based.
That's what I was doing, yeah. All right.
Is he based or am I based?
No, James is based because, like, I'm glad because doing all that stuff just makes you stronger.
It does, but it's not a prerequisite. Like, it's also useful if you're like Shée and you had some sort of education and then you build on that education. Like, that's legitimate. That's okay. I don't hold it against somebody for having better opportunities than me, but it does feel nice to have not had opportunities and still, made something of yourself, which I hope to do someday.
If I ever do anything that makes the paper, it'll start with local ignorant man.
You're going to demand that adjective get thrown in.
That's a good way to cover my ass. I should say it before the show, like, just so everybody knows, like, I'm an ignorant man, and sometimes I'm just throwing shit out there. I'm not really thinking about it.
Isn't that what Joe Rogan does? I'm just asking questions. I don't know anything.
Well, that's
I'm
Jesse
just asking
Ventura.
questions.
Yeah, that's Jesse.
But Joe Rogan does say, like, don't listen to me. I'm not an expert. So, like, but people are listening to you. So it doesn't matter how many times you say it. People are listening to you. And you have to factor that in.
Well, he's not I don't know. A lot of people like to give other folks the benefit of the doubt and not assume there's millions of idiots.
Well, apparently there are. Once you have that kind of an audience, like, you have to be responsible.
I guess it's like Trump with the fund with all the money he stole. Like, I guess that's a lot of that is a lot of people.
That's a lot of people
that are easily like deceived or influenced.
Well, and they're easily influenced, but also at the same time, this is the cultivation. Like when you see Trump do his thing, that's the culmination of millennia of learning how to exploit people. Like this would, it's so fine tuned in how you exploit and exactly what triggers you have to hit somebody to make them fall in line. So like you have to evolve your thinking to counter that. And I can't blame these dumb people for not being able to do that at a moment's notice. Mm-hmm. He's really good at his routine.
I guess like critical thinking is something that has been unlearned by
and it also evolves. Like the concept of what is critical thinking evolves with time because the con men evolve with time. We're constantly trying to outthink each other.
And now we have the 24-hour news cycle.
Yeah.
Which needs to be filled with something, and then they just become opinion channels like Fox, where they outright say, I will tell you what to think. Rush Limbaugh would straight out say,
"Oh, thank God,
I will tell you what to think."
Yeah. Oh, I just remembered he's dead. Oh, good. All right.
Yeah, more like the 24-hour snooze cycle, if you ask me.
All right, all owned by BlackRock.
Taking a nap. Yeah. Well, anyway, it's probably relevant to this book, right? About the future and how people change.
There's a media lord in this comic.
There is a media lord. Yeah, we'll get to that. Yeah. There's a lot of, there's some background information about the tech specs used to make this, somewhere in there. Like the 2 gigs of RAM or like a quarter gig of RAM that he had or something. And they're kind of like showing it off like it's something to be really proud of.
It does look like this comic, like especially with like them just going through the images. It looks like an old website.
It does.
It does. It has a very early 90s vibe. I mean, for the time, I guess it was pretty futuristic.
It reminded me of that show, the anime Toonami. Was that on?
You're thinking a reboot.
Are you thinking a reboot?
Yeah, okay.
Which I never watched, but somehow I know a lot about it just because it was so distinctive.
I did watch Reboot. I can't. It probably doesn't hold up. It can't.
No.
But the styling of this reminds me of that.
Or Beast Wars. That also looked like this.
This artwork in here, and you really have to see it. Like, you check out we'll put some clips of it on the YouTube video version of this because you really have to see it to understand what it looks like because it's so dated, but it's also...
It's also when you look at Gotham and everything, or whatever they call Gotham now.
It's still Gotham.
Okay.
Megatropolis.
There we go. It's also heavily influenced by Blade Runner.
And
that is also
Tron.
part of this too, which has that kind of Tokyo feel to it of very bright neon colors around it, constantly on.
Right. It kind of looks like, apparently in the future, they've figured out, I think I've got the notes on it because this actually has like a glossary and information in the background for you to understand even the settings of what the hell's going on
Oh
here.
my God, the fucking slang in here is...
The slang is pretty great.
No.
I guess in the future they've discovered superconductivity, and that's led to smaller storage spaces, which somehow led to anti-gravity, which led to being able to utilize airspace, and now everybody lives on a giant circuit board.
Pretty cool.
Sure. Yeah. Sure. And so that's basically the landscape of it. It's that like a giant circuit board city with like and it's, a dark horizon in the background. And that's kind of how they live their lives now.
Mm-hmm. They don't have trees.
They don't have trees. There's no nature. I believe they don't tell you when this happened, but based on the date of births they give in the ID cards in the back of the book, I would estimate it's right about 2075.
Yep.
So that's where it is. So we open up here, and we've got like this dude. He's going to a drug deal with a dude in our arcade to pick up some IQ pills that make you smarter. And I guess people have gotten addicted to these IQ pills.
Yeah, arcade. I got that wrong.
That arcades would still be around?
Yeah.
Well, maybe they went away and came back.
Oh, yeah, maybe they did.
Yeah, it could be retro, like the 80s font.
All right. Well, I mean, that's where we're at now, though, where like arcades are retro and adults will go and drink beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are several around Chicago.
So, there are like barcades and stuff. Yeah, absolutely. We've talked about headquarters a lot and how it's the perfect date destination.
Oh, yeah. Tell the last time. I haven't been on a date in forever because I haven't been there forever.
Yeah. It's not worth meeting people. Just hang out at the arcade by yourself, playing games and having drug deals.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do.
I mean, all right. Oh, he sold me again. Like, all right, I can do drug deals there.
Yeah, that's a perfect place to sell
Oh my
drugs.
God. I have a new reason to go.
Yeah, there's already, or you already had the video games and the sticky floors and the great food. And now you can also make a couple bucks on the side.
I ain't buying no food.
Yeah. So, the future Gordon, who we're going to find is the grandson of the Jim Gordon we know. Future Gordon, he's keeping an eye on this drug deal along with his associate, Lena, who is wearing, it's not even really a half shirt. It's like a third shirt.
I could see that being the style in 2070.
She's
Major
got a
underboob.
like almost entirely underboob. Like clearly she had to make sure that areola wasn't showing before she went out in that because it is very close.
Well, there's tape for that.
Yeah, but she's going to be running. She's a police officer.
Yeah, they're gonna pop right out. They must use a different kind of material.
Right?
Right.
No, they're probably taped in.
But
All right.
still, it's gonna. Oh yeah, you think they
so
tape?
much fucking effort. Just wear your police shirt.
Well, also
she's
they're
undercover.
undercover. She's undercover. She's in her leather studded jacket, and she's got her third shirt with underboob coming out for days.
But we find out later that she's like 24. So
You know, there's like they have those earpieces. She's wearing like a big like a phone
Like
earpiece.
a Bluetooth.
What
Yeah,
what
they were
have
big in
now.
like 2006. Yeah.
You know, even like today, if someone like I'm doing a deal and someone has their Bluetooth on, I'm gonna be like, deal's off. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Well, in fairness, she's just monitoring. You know, they're not doing the deal with her. So her Bluetooth headset is not a giveaway necessarily.
I guess because everyone has a phone, you really shouldn't be doing deals with anybody because they could always just be recording it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you got to sell drugs. You can't
Man,
stop
you gotta
selling
be,
the
you gotta
drugs.
be brave.
Yeah.
Brave to be a drug dealer this day and age.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it is. They're the new firefighters. Bravely running into dangerous situations.
let's bang some pots and pans for
Oh, there you
the
go.
drug dealers.
Well, there you go. You're a drug dealer. You get arrested. You go to prison, and then you become a prison firefighter.
Do they have prison firefighters?
Fuck yeah, they do. They make no money. They're basically slaves, and they were the majority of the firefighters battling the California forest fires were prisoners.
I think they finally changed it, but then they weren't allowed to be firefighters when they got out. So they gave them
Yeah.
all this training, and then when they finally got out of prison, they were barred from being firefighters.
Yeah, you can't be a felon and
A
be
lot
a
of
firefighter.
them. They also had the felons making furniture a lot. A lot of the furniture that you might buy was made by felons.
Yeah, a lot of slave labor in our prisons.
Yeah, good
Yeah.
to know. Good to know.
Slavery
So
is legal.
yeah, it was never illegal. I don't know why.
Yeah, the whole history of humanity. Yeah,
It was
gone
never
away.
not accepted. So this
they
dude.
just stopped telling us about it. They call it working for a wage.
So this dude, who looks like J.K. Simmons wearing a ski cap and Bono sunglasses.
Yep.
Who J.K. Simmons played Gordon actually. So more futuristic predictions. So
Well, no,
this
because
dude's-
that's not Gordon.
No.
No,
but-
no,
Well,
no.
it's a Batman connection. I'm saying,
Yeah.
like you know,
Oh.
the day would come when J.K. Simmons would be associated with Batman. So
I
this
got
dude,
it. I got it, dude.
thank you, I appreciate that. So this dude, he's talking to this guy to buy some drugs for his men, but he's also like, hey man, how about we just kind of cut out the net, which I guess is the sort of the computer system that runs the whole city and manages, like I guess the computer system that manages the city also takes care of selling drugs illicitly.
Yep.
I guess.
There's a department for it.
Right. And so they're like, all right, well, let's just bypass that. Let's do it the old fashioned way.
I guess we do too, don't we? I mean, the pharmacy, like
Yeah, the pharmaceutical industry.
Yeah,
Well, they're
pharmaceutical
not-
industry. Yeah.
Well, they're not selling heroin, but yeah.
yes, they are.
And some of what? I can't get heroin anywhere.
Yes,
I
you
can get a
can. It's
prescription
called
for heroin.
OxyContin. What do you think OxyContin is?
I assume not heroin.
Yes,
It's an opiate.
OxyContin is heroin, bro.
I think he got high as fuck on DMT.
I don't know, maybe.
Like so is morphine. Morphine is heroin, but they call it morphine, but it's the same thing.
As we learned, Coca-Cola uses the cocoa leaves to create child morphine for children that can't have regular morphine in hospitals.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, like all that stuff they give you, like any sedative or pain reliever. Yeah, it's just opium and heroin.
So this dude wants to bypass the whole system and just go back to the old-fashioned way of selling drugs. And again, these are Q drugs, which apparently raise your IQ and people get addicted to them, which is odd because nobody here seems that smart.
Man, I would overdose on those.
They must not work that well because nobody, like everybody
Well,
here
isn't
would have a
that just
300
that movie
IQ.
Limitless at that point?
I
Yeah,
would just have a drip feed.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
apparently they're not
wouldn't-
smart enough to
wouldn't-
figure that out.
Wouldn't everyone?
I guess you
Ignorance
would.
is bliss, man.
I guess.
I do like ignorance. It's been working great.
Well, James, as an ignorant man, I gotta
Yes?
tell you, it's like it can be very confusing and frustrating.
I mean, you can just stare at a wall all night and be entertained. I mean, it sounds wonderful.
All right, maybe I'm just halfway, and so
yeah.
like I realize it's like when you realize how like you're a person and how
Yeah.
small you are in the universe. It's
Yeah.
like that's how it's like to be like a half ignorant person.
You're not ignorant enough to be happy, but you're not smart enough to think your way out of your unhappiness.
Bam!
Just
Thank you
stuck in
for articulating
Yeah.
that for me.
Stuck in the purgatory that is being a normal person.
Yep.
Fucking
It
blows.
sucks, dude.
Yeah. Being
I ain't
normal
building no
is
pyramids.
awful.
I ain't figuring that shit out.
Well, the pyramid is the most structurally sound building.
They
tomb.
figured that shit out, dude. That shit's all so spooky.
That took some time. They knew what they were up to. They've been taking the Q pills. So Gordon's like, all right, we're going to bust them on this thing. We're going to go in. We're going to bust up this drug deal. But then these servo cops, which are drones that enforce the law in place of actual humans, the servo cops show up and just blast the hell out of everybody.
Yeah.
So is like Q-pilled like you believe in lizard people?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one thing they got wrong is what Q would mean in the future. That
And
letter,
floppy disks.
That letter is off limits. You can't use Q on anything new now.
I think that was a psyop. The whole Q thing. I think that was the CIA.
Well, it wasn't just that troll who inadvertently said it in that documentary a couple of years ago. He inadvertently said he was Q.
The 8chan guy?
H-chan
No,
guy,
it was
yeah.
the CIA. That was a psyop. They were just trying to control stupid people.
So a lot of times in this book, they'll reuse art from one panel to another, but they'll like zoom in and they're not like vector images. So they, for the technical term is aliasing, but they get those jagged edges because they took pictures that were too small and zoomed them in to fit them in other panels.
Yeah,
You see that a lot.
They look like memes.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
look like a lot of the JPEGs that Mike sends me for the YouTube video. And I blow them up and I go, what the fuck is this?
Yeah,
There's
it's
so many
called
jaggities.
Right? Because I have to take like
It's full of jaggities?
because I can't
Yeah.
spend more than like 5 minutes on
Yes.
each one, or I'll never get done.
Well, it's not that it takes a lot of time. It's that you use vector images or something that can scale up.
I'm finding exactly what I think I need, and I'm just gonna make it as quickly as possible,
Good
and I'm
enough.
gonna move on.
Good
Yep.
enough. Utilitarian. So yeah, these servo cops show up and they're just like floating little orb robots with Gatling guns apparently.
Yep. Yeah, it's like that robot from RoboCop. You have 10 seconds to comply.
There's definitely some
Yeah.
RoboCop in this for sure.
Oh, yeah.
And so the Jim Gordon, future Gordon, tells him like, I'm police, scan my badge, and they finally leave him alone. But Gordon senses that something's up.
He's very handsome.
Because they just went off.
Because they just went off, and they're not supposed to go off unless under extenuating circumstances.
He looks like the sexy dad from what was that? Johnny Quest.
Yeah,
Oh,
I forget his
yeah.
name, but yeah, he's a silver fox. He looks great. Also, and again, his date of birth is given in the end of the book, and so he's like probably pushing he's probably around 50. So
Yeah, but
just
50 in the future is probably like 25.
yeah, we'll see. There's a couple allusions to cultural norms having shifted, but I do want to take note of people's ages.
Yeah,
and
now
we'll
that I
see.
know he's almost 50.
He's actually have we're looking at it digitally, but I also have the hardcover. I actually went and bought the hard copy of this as well, just to make sure that I had a hard copy of this, because I knew I was going to enjoy this so much. It says he was born 3/11/2033, so he would be, if this is really 75, like I think it would be, then he's only like 42. But again, it could be a little bit later than that. So he's definitely in his 40s for sure. So he wants to go talk to the commissioner and have this whole thing investigated for why these servo cops keep going off when they're not supposed to go off.
And he's like, leave it alone. Don't you know there's a conspiracy? Ah, shit. And just turns the computer off real quick.
Oh, it's too hot today. He just becomes that Simpsons meme. I definitely shouldn't have said there was a conspiracy.
Oh, I hope he doesn't read into that.
So he picks up his hardline phone, and I think he's making a call to Lena. What is he doing?
I don't know.
So yeah, it's hard to tell. The artwork gets kind of confusing, and he hasn't quite nailed human faces. A lot of this book looks like it was run through the DALL-E AI simulator. Like, it looks a lot like that. The faces aren't quite done. It's weird. So, then we see that a media drone has arrived to ask Jim Gordon about what happened. He goes, oh, yeah, some servo cops just went fucking haywire and killed everybody.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll
Then-
report that.
Yeah, that'll be...
Well, what happens is that they digitally alter the
Yes. They deep fake it.
image. Yeah, they exactly 100%. They deep fake it.
Another thing that they got right about the future. Yeah, they deep fake the video so that when it actually airs, they just have Gordon saying, oh, yeah, there was an altercation, but some servo cops showed up and saved the day.
See
And
that?
everything was great.
See that? Fake news.
Fake news in the future. It's the only kind of news in the future.
That sounded like an ad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some servo cops showed up and saved the day, and also the mayor is very handsome. That's what he says.
That should be a Dark Side's Couch shirt. It should say like fake news in the future. It's all fake news.
Yeah, the news of the future. Fake news.
That's better. That's better.
Fake news, the news of the future. We get some sort of vague background about some nefarious conspiracies that are going on with the Overnet, that runs the city.
Goddamn Overnet.
Yeah, they don't call it the Overnet, but, I'm going to call it the Overnet.
That sounds like an alternative internet company.
Oh, yeah. Y'all remember Net Zero back in the day? The
Yeah.
free internet provider that then started, like, selling you ads. Like, they would show ads in order for you to get your free internet service. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It was a golden age of the internet.
Yeah.
You ever see, like, old internet shit and you kind of want to go back to it even though you know it sucked, but there's just nostalgia associated with it?
It's weird. Internet isn't like just providing in whatever dwelling you have, right? It should be like a public service because you can't live without it.
Well,
you
to a
need
certain
to have internet.
Yeah, that's pretty true. But to a certain extent, you can't. Like, you can get Google, whatever they're calling their service. They have Google Fiber, but it's not fiber line. They'll give you like a 50 line or whatever for free. Like if you sign up for it. So there are some free internet services out there. Absolutely.
Oh, great. Then I shouldn't be so jaded.
Well, I mean, it should be more widespread. It is definitely should be kind of a utility.
Yeah.
Or a
I don't know,
public
but I
service.
think water and food and housing should also be free.
Yeah, to a certain extent. Yeah, water and food and some sort of dwelling for sure.
Right. No one asked to be born.
I certainly didn't. I've asked for the reverse for quite a bit for the past few decades.
Like, why do we make everything as hard as possible? I guess to make you stronger. I guess I could see the argument.
Yeah, can we get abortions allowed in like your 30s? Because I'll go back on this.
Yeah, right. Send me back. Stretch out my mom, pushing me back in with like
I
a
don't
broom.
need this. I don't need this. It hasn't worked out.
Get in there.
Well, I got some bad news about that, boys.
Why? What happened?
Has there been news? Oh, we do live in a society, though.
We're living in a society.
That's right.
Yep, this is it, folks.
This is our society. So anyway, Gordon's getting some credits so he can buy food, which again, I guess in the future, I remember everybody would have credits, and that never really came to pass.
Nope.
Although Bitcoin, maybe.
I mean, a credit card.
Yeah, but you don't call it credits.
I know, but maybe we will.
I hope we do. That'd be fun. I'm sick of dollars. Dollars. Here's a
Right?
dollar.
You sound like an idiot, James.
Like a fucking
dollar.
moron.
God, you sound like Hank Hill, James.
I'd like some change for my dollar. And then I'm going to go to my job at Strickland Propane.
God, our King of the Hill impression is just becoming a king like Hank Hill. Like our Hank Hill impression sounds a lot like a Hank Hill impression.
It does.
Like it morphed
It's going very meta.
into something totally different now. It doesn't sound like Hank Hill anymore.
What I
Yeah.
like to do, because it bothers Shée tremendously, is I like to do King of the Hill voices and them just having like a rampant neighborhood orgy. And all
Yeah,
the
it
various
really
characters
fucking bothers
are
me
just
for
sucking
some
and fucking
reason.
each other. And I love doing the voice of Hank just
No,
going,
no,
God,
no, no,
Can I just
no.
sing one line?
Yeah, I want to
Do they-
hear it.
God
Yeah.
damn it, Bill. Now I've got an erection.
No, and I think what pisses me off more is your Bill voice because it's
I'm sorry,
fucking
Hank, I'll take care
terrible.
of that.
Yeah, and then you usually make him say something disgusting.
I can't go to work at Strickland Propane with this. Well, I'll take care of that.
God damn it! It's not even good.
I tell you what it is. It's no longer a Hank Hill impression. It's a Magna Conte impression.
Magna Conte. From Kickers Incorporated.
I'm,
Yeah, do
a
another
great, I'm a great football player.
God damn it, Peggy! I killed this man on the field. Nobody remembers Kickers Incorporated.
I
We should do that again.
It'd be our, what,
right.
fourth time?
I think fourth, yeah. So, Jim Gordon is heading home, and then he's accosted by some local punks, I guess, right? And
One of them is Billy Idol.
so, yeah, I'm glad you caught that too. That's got to be intentional. And one of them is Flea from Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah, thank you. I was
And
trying
then-
so hard to think about who that is.
The
You're
other
right.
guy, I want to say, looks like Maynard from Tool, but this is a little early to possibly be a reference to that. And then there's just some goon in the background.
Yeah, there we go.
And I guess they're like some skateboard punks that occasionally the police will call in, maybe as help.
Yeah, I guess it's like the government regulates the gangs too. And
Yeah.
they all have their
Yeah.
territory.
That the net literally runs everything.
Yeah.
The Billy Idol guy says, to Gordon, show some brains, which sets off my Dark Side's Couch trope alert, expecting someone to actually show some literal exposed brains, but they only meant it metaphorically. Yeah, it's sad.
I know. I said he looks like Billy Idol, but in my head, "Mother" by Danzig is playing. I don't know why.
Oh, yeah. Well, because Gordon shouldn't have walked that way.
Oh yeah, right.
Shouldn't have walked his way. So speaking of walking by Jim's way, this dude, Bob Chang, this 16-year-old kid.
Yeah, he's fabulous.
Yeah, let's note his age. He's probably 15, 16 years old, and he's having a great time. He's skateboarding and hassling Jim Gordon there.
Yep.
And so they're about to get in. The Billy Idol gang's going to get in a fight with this little 16-year-old Bobby Chang.
Yeah, the Billy Idol guy just became our
Well, don't we find
profile
out
photo.
that he's adopted him?
Yeah, we find out that Bob Chang, this kid, Gordon has adopted him.
And
Not
his sister.
officially.
Unofficially, yes.
And his sister too.
Yes.
Yeah, apparently and his sister, although we never meet the sister, so
Yeah,
maybe
we
the
never
sister's
do.
dead.
Not, not necessary for the story.
It's a bizarre omission, but yeah.
I guess to make it more. I guess it's more realistic because there's stuff going on that they're just not going to talk about, but it exists.
Yeah, it exists.
To have
So-
everything fit into a story,
Sure, you can't fit it all in there. You
Yeah,
can't tell a
it-
complete story.
it
It's impossible.
uncomplicates life, which makes it
no one's
unrealistic.
no one's ever told a complete story. It's never happened. So Gordon breaks
I know
up
I
this
haven't.
fight. I always try to cut it off before it gets too problematic. So Gordon breaks up this fight, and then Bob Chang is like, "Hey man, you want to hang out tonight? There's a Gaga concert on cable tonight."
And he's
We
like,
find
"Oh
out
shit,
Gaga.
you damn right."
Fuck, I love Gaga. Actually, there's another thing. There is actually a musician called Gaga nowadays.
Oh, are they good?
Little Dickie's hype man. Yeah, he goes by the name Gaga. And yeah, he's all right. And it stands for Going Against the Average.
All right, great.
Yeah, so there is a Gaga, but this is a very different Gaga in this comic book.
Okay.
But we'll find out about that later. So Jim Gordon's like, dude, we'll watch that later. I got shit to do. I'm gonna jack off in my futuristic virtual reality thing.
It'll be
The
like that
holodeck.
weird pump thing in THX 1138.
Yes.
You ever see that movie? Where like the guy's sitting there and there's like a pump on his dick while it's showing him holographic muscle ladies. What
Well,
a
the
fucking
future-
weird movie.
In the future, everyone's attracted to muscles, as they should be.
That was like what? That was George Lucas?
That was George Lucas pre-Star Wars, yeah.
Dang, that was a fucked up movie.
Yeah. So he gets home, and here's one thing that they did miss about the future is that, and this happens a couple times, he has to be home or at a certain area to get certain information. Like, he can't just check his phone and get, like, his messages. He has to be home to get them.
I guess if like no one would have thought of that. Like
I
that's
don't know,
pretty
man.
crazy to be like. I guess that they just assume that you can't just have like they believed anti-gravity before like wireless.
Yeah, before Wi-Fi and the
Interface, yeah.
cloud. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, as we saw in the 70s, Jack Kirby, when he created OMAC, OMAC was a cloud-based superhero. He got his powers from a satellite
Yeah.
that beamed into, like, his belt.
Well, Jack Kirby's great.
Yeah, Jack Kirby was great.
You know, I never had I always knew about Jack Kirby, but I never got the appreciation for him until I started doing the show with
Ah, I gave you a Jack Kirby boner.
you. Yeah, where I saw so much of his stuff, and I was like, damn, this guy's fucking
Yeah,
amazing.
it was all of it. It was all of it. It's crazy.
He had like his idea of what comics should be and superhero comics. Like I in line with that, where he thinks it should be as big and as crazy as you could possibly make it, and why the hell not? And I
Yeah.
really, that's what I like. That's why I like Chris Claremont so much. Like everything he wrote is like totally. They could never be movies because they're too just crazy and they wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and that's great. That's what's great about comics. And that's what Kirby also predicted, that eventually we should just collect these comics into nice collections and sell them at nice bookstores. And they said he was fucking crazy.
Yeah, and they did it.
And that's the only comics that sell nowadays is nice collections.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Right.
they actually, in the back matter, they actually mentioned the term smartphone. They actually get the word smartphone. But they're still putting things on CDs.
Yeah, well, maybe they're just retro about everything. They're snobs.
Yeah,
They got their
well.
record players. Yeah. You guys got record players, don't you?
I don't have a record player. I have a couple of records, but I have no record player.
Shée.
Shée does.
I only do because I got my dad's after he passed.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Guilt me. Why don't you?
Yeah. I mean, we're all part of the...
I was trying to out the hipsters, and Shay's like, "Oh, my dad died." Well, fuck me.
It's a good, powerful card to pull. Although we've all got one of those.
Yeah,
All
right. I
three of
got
us-
one
yeah,
too.
yeah,
Yeah.
we literally, each one of us have have an immediate family death we can play our Uno reverse with.
Well, it's the stalemate that keeps the show going.
Well, I have trauma too.
Yeah,
We're in a
exactly.
constant three-way standoff.
All right, because all of our trauma is like a little different, but like we get
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
It's like it's the Three Stooges thing where they're all trying to get through the hallway at the same time. They just kind of lodge in there.
Yep.
So anyway, Jim Gordon goes home and he sees that they've edited his footage of talking about this, the assault the other day and the police violence and everything like that.
Yeah, and he's like, God damn it.
Fuck. And then we find out that there's neo-Nazis who have olive skin.
That's like anti-Antifa.
Yeah. Well, it's just kind of Antifa given another couple decades. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because that's actually, wasn't the leader of the Proud Boys? He was like Afro-Cubano or something like that?
These guys
Yeah.
are these guys are Q-pilled.
These are very Q-pilled guys. So that's what Nazism looks like in the future, the Proud Boys.
Yeah, it looks
there's
pretty. Yeah, I mean, it looks like how Nazis always look, actually.
Yeah, again, they're nailing it. They're nailing it.
What's up with Batman and like gangs from the future being Nazis?
Yeah, it's interesting because Batman, I guess he is a street-level character. I don't know. He really shouldn't have necessarily a Nazi connection.
Because like like in the future, like in like the Dark Knight Returns, they had like Nazi gangs.
They did have a Nazi gang, or at least the lady with the swastikas on her breasts.
Yeah. And then she like her henchmen were like Rod and Todd. Who are those two guys in the Dark Knight Returns?
Oh God, yeah, the two.
Rob and hello, my name is Rob, and the other
might have been
one's
Rob and Bob even. I don't
Is
know.
it?
I don't know.
Shoot. Don.
Don? Okay, we'll have it on the YouTube.
Yeah.
And watch on the YouTube version. I don't know. I don't know why Batman would have a Nazi connection because, like, why does he care?
I don't know. Nazis are like they're bad, so we want
Well,
to
they're
watch.
bad.
I'd rather watch
They're not
Batman
street
beat
level.
them up than like the poor.
Yeah. He does hate poor people.
He
Well,
does.
He was born rich. What do you expect?
Right.
Can't hold that against him.
Right.
So, then we get some more background on things. And we see this dude who works, he's a high-level executive with the Net, and he's got an escort, and they're going to walk through the park, which I guess is something that humans don't do anymore.
Well, so
Yes.
if he was trying to prove a point, impress his date, like I'm too important to be accosted by criminals, so you're safe with me as we walk through, as we do something that's so dangerous no one else would do.
Yeah, and he's immediately
Yes.
accosted. Yeah. And he's immediately accosted by this dude who shows up behind. It looks like Batman has arrived, but it's not. We'll find out later it's a Batman statue, and it's actually
Yes.
just servo cops behind the statue that opens fire on the
All
dude,
three.
the dude, his escort, and the person accosting them. So
And the guy has half his face burned.
yeah, he's addicted to like mutagenic drugs or something. So he was going to be dead
Sick.
soon
I would
anyway.
be too.
Yeah, why not? Oh, we also forgot to mention that like when Lena and Gordon, when they split up for the night, she offers to just come up to his apartment and fuck him.
Yep.
And
Well,
he
they're
turns,
they're good friends.
they're good friends, and that's just like I guess a casual thing. And he turns her down. And again, she's probably like 24, and he's like in his 40s.
She is 24.
She's 24, and he's in his 40s, and she wants to give it up to Gordon, but he's big on the rules. So Gordon's got this babe with her sexy underboob ready to go, and he Hank Hills it all away.
I don't have a bit.
All
Nope,
right.
that's just what happens.
That's just the truth of what happens. He cared so much about the rules, but he bends the rules to adopt this kid because that's also not acceptable.
So like I work with like young people, and sometimes they do come on to you, and I have also like turned them down because of the rules.
Well, but it's a little bit different because Gordon's a police officer, and there's a whole thing. But like the environment that you and I work in.
Yeah, but I feel like because I've been doing it for so long that I got some kind of pull, and I don't.
Oh, you're gonna
like,
Louis C.K. him.
Yeah, I don't want to even remotely have anything to do with that. You shouldn't hook up with people you work with. It's just it's an unnecessary risk.
Those women wanted to watch me jerk off.
Especially if they're like a lot younger than me.
But she also implies, if I'm reading this correctly, she implies that he turned her down and he's fucking Bobby Chang, this little kid.
No, he's not.
I know he's not, but she implies it.
Oh, she's getting him shit. I imply my friends are pedophiles all the time.
It kind of seems like Lena should just like take a hint.
I don't know. Maybe she's just an edgelord.
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, later we find out he wants to fuck her.
Yeah, it was one of those things where it's like when it's gone, he decides, oh yeah, I really should have fucked her while I had the chance.
And here he is trying to suck his own dick.
Yes, he's doing some crunches. Not the best exercise, by the way. You don't got to do crunches.
It's like it hurts your back more than it. Like normal exercises work your core. Like you don't even necessarily have to. Like every other like it's stabilizing your entire body.
Just tighten that core when you're doing whatever exercise you're doing.
Like, if you want to see your abs, you have to like starve. That's how you do it, folks. You starve.
Like Henry Rollins. Starve!
Yeah, dude, that whole album rips so goddamn hard.
It's not on Spotify. It's not on Spotify.
I don't know why, because it's too fucking based.
Yeah,
it would crash the system.
We
Come
can't
in
have
and burn. That album fucking rips.
Henry Rollins, friend of the show. So Lena's telling him, hey, get on down. You should see what happens.
Holy shit, dude, come on down. He's like, is this a ploy to get me to suck on them titties, that bottom
Well,
boob?
and it's his day off. So she's on top of that of just being like, nah, man, come work.
Like, if I decided to go home with her, what I would do is I'd take off her jacket and then put my mouth and slightly bite it out, give it some space.
Yeah.
That's what I would do. I'd be like, I've been looking at that underboob all day. I'm gonna numb on it. Just give it a little num.
It's today's episode of What Mike Would Do.
I'm getting that titty.
So, so they're scanning the DNA for these guys, and one of the people doesn't come up. One of the victims doesn't come up as a person. They don't have ID codes for this guy.
Yeah, like it's just pieces of people. Like these robots like obliterated. Like they obliterated. So I'm guessing they obliterated the criminal, but also like the two people that were being robbed.
Yeah, and they obliterated them to the point where like there's nothing recognizable, and even the DNA scans are only finding the prostitute and I think maybe the perp, but they're not finding the guy who works with the network, the actual like politician dude.
The guys that make like weapons for the government for war, this is what they're like. This is like their dream come true. A drone that can carry a Gatling gun to just fly around and read people's faces and IDs.
Yeah, well,
right? Like this is pretty accurate. Like if this is a representation of 2070, probably right.
Yeah, I can
They're
see
trying
it.
to put machine guns on them robo dogs already.
Yeah, it's We 3.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like the robot that's like shaped like a dog.
Yeah, like in Cops.
Yeah,
the Cops comic book we looked at.
Exactly, that's a real thing. Like they have that. They have robo dogs with like
Yes.
machine guns and shit on them.
Comic books
Yeah,
tend
New
to predict
York.
the future.
That's in what, New York, right?
Yeah, be afraid. The fascist techno regime is here.
Oh, thank God! I can stop thinking about things.
Right.
Just let the state think for me. God.
Yeah, I'll get communism, but not the kind I wanted.
Gordon is investigating this whole thing, and then he gets called in by his boss, the commissioner, who comes in to chew him out and tells him, "Stop asking about this conspiracy that doesn't exist.
Like, I mean,
Stop asking about the conspiracy that's not real."
he's like, "Hey, I see you investigate that conspiracy." He goes, "What conspiracy? No, there isn't one."
Ah, shit! I said it, didn't I? Just get out of here.
Well, get out of here. I'm gonna go guard this big-titted woman.
So then we meet Gaga, who is a music star, or Gata, I don't know. She's a celebrity. She's a musician, and he tells Gordon, "Listen, you got to stop looking at this stuff. You got to stop digging into this whole conspiracy thing. Go guard this lady. Guard this singer lady."
He's like, "Fine, I guess I will."
I guess I'll just do it. Why? Whatever. I'm getting paid anyway. I don't
Flips
care.
his collar up.
Yeah, he flips his collar up so you know he's
Well, doesn't
pissed
he
now.
make a note that like he was told to do it by the mayor?
Yeah. The mayor is pushing on him.
You know, it's funny. Like he's like, even though like he's already dressing up like Batman. He's been dressing like Batman this whole time.
Oh, he's slowly looking more like Batman. Yeah, that's true. A lot of people have cited this as almost like a precursor to Batman Beyond.
Yeah,
kind of
I was thinking
feels a
that
little
too.
bit like
Yeah,
Batman Beyond,
I was
yeah.
definitely thinking this of Batman Beyond. Like, this is very similar.
So, Gordon goes to the ATM again, and the machine's not listening to him, and he kicks it.
Yep.
And so some servo cops show up and say, hey, that's grounds for murder.
You know what? One time I was in a park. This made me think of something I did. Like I was in a parking lot, and it was one of those like automated, parking spot pay things.
Sure.
And it was just fucking up, and I got so frustrated. I punched it, and then it had a super loud alarm, and me and my girlfriend had to run off.
Sweet. Awesome. And it still haunts you to this day.
I just forgot all about it until I read this comic, and it like jumped in my head. I'm like, oh yeah, right.
You should probably text your ex-girlfriend.
That was the beginning of the end, because like she was realizing the thing I found most attractive about him, that he's spontaneous and exciting. Like that's also a double-edged sword, because like that means he's crazy.
Yeah,
and I got to deal with that.
Destroy property. Yeah.
Yeah, I was pissed.
Yeah. Well, as we all would be.
But
Parking is an awful experience in this city.
But if I was like timid and boring, she would cheat on me with a guy like how I am now.
It's a fine line you gotta walk.
I know, you got to be exciting, but you also have to be stable at the same time.
Yeah, or just be rich. If you're just rich, you're fine.
No, they still cheat on those guys too.
Yeah, but the rich guys are cheating too.
Women got their own money now.
Maybe I should just abandon this whole monogamy thing, because it doesn't seem to be working for anybody.
I don't know. I remember for a while there was the polyamory phase that everyone like a lot of people they heard about it, they gave it a shot, and now I think it's fizzling out.
Well, I think it just mutates. It's not. It's just now it's ENM, ethical non-monogamy. It's not necessarily.
I think COVID killed all that shit.
COVID was the end of love. That is true. We stopped loving anything. We'll probably never learn how to do it again. And truthfully, I think society is better for it.
I found it to be very wasteful and destructive.
Yes.
Love or the pandemic?
Like love.
What's the difference?
Like it's I found it I it's always caused nothing but problems in my life, and after the pandemic and I like stopped dating for the most part, I'm much happier.
Well, maybe if somebody gave you a good present like a robe, you'd be happier. you'd accept it into your heart and you'd feel good about things.
God.
Robes like love keep you warm.
Yeah.
No.
Warm in those cold pandemic nights.
No.
So
I say if you like, in order to love someone, you both have to have really good health insurance.
well, or one of you does, and you get married out of convenience, and you share
No,
it.
you should never get married.
Out of convenience. We need to make marriage a very casual thing, so that
well,
people
then
can just
you
get
got-
each other's benefits.
No, you got to change the divorce laws then.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. You should be able to annul your marriage like a king
Yes.
does.
Yes, that's what I think. There should be no divorce. It should all be annulments, and you just go
yeah.
your separate ways.
It's a
'Cause
little bit
all
of
lawyer
paperwork.
fees and shit. That's where it is. Like it's just the whole divorce thing is made up by fucking lawyers so they can just bleed people dry.
Well, I don't want to live in a world without lawyers.
What's the thing? What's
That'd
the
be
bit?
horrible. Can you imagine a world without lawyers and everybody singing and dancing? Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
Deep cuts.
he like shudders.
Lionel.
Fuck, man.
Oh, Lionel Hutz.
Phil
So anyway,
Hartman, dude.
Phil Hartman, R.I.P.
R.I.P. Dude, that guy was so funny.
He was very funny. He could elevate even garbage sketches pretty well.
Yes, he could.
So Gordon decides he's just going to leave. He's just going to obey the servo bots and leave. But as he's leaving, all the screens in this building turn into a smile.
Yeah, I'm
right.
sure that means nothing.
That
That's
means
normal.
nothing. And, that's the
And
end
they're
of the first-
laughing. It's not just a smile. It's
Yeah,
also a
they're
bunch of
hee-hee-heeing.
laughing.
He doesn't like think too much about it.
He doesn't notice it. I don't know if this is a normal thing or if he's just very unobservant, but all the screens now have smiles on them.
Yeah,
Some you
memes.
take note of. Yeah. Well, memes have taken over. So yeah,
Man,
it's
this
not
is
that
the
crazy.
most society book we've ever done.
It is extremely society.
It's got the
very.
joke. It's got the Joker. It's got techno-fascism. It's got liberal ideas.
Yeah, I know some 4chan groups who should be into this episode.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. All right,
Pass it
shout
along
out to our 4chan folks.
I'm gonna put this up on my Telegram page, or where the fuck you do on Telegram.
Man, what if we go? Like, I haven't.
Gab.
I've probably never gone to 4chan before, but I'm gonna go on and just look for Darkseid's Couch. What if we're like huge in 4chan? We just don't know.
I mean,
I don't
those
want
people
to
are,
know.
Well, those people are hiding their
Remember how we
analytics
talked?
then.
Remember how we talked about ignorance is bliss?
Oh yeah, you don't want to know.
I don't
4chan
want
what
to
is-
know.
What is 4chan about? Is it like a racist thing?
No, well, the idea is. Oh, you mean the name of it?
Just like the people who want it. Like, what's it for?
It's
like, what's
just
4chan for?
it's completely anonymous anything goes internet posting.
Well,
So-
see,
Well, what happened? And then they had to make 8chan.
Yeah, apparently 8chan is even more extreme, and I don't know how.
man, you guys are making me want to go on these things.
4chan is where like most of the 4chan is the first layer of memes entering the culture. Like all the memes that you see on Facebook or whatever, they probably came through 4chan first, and 4chan
my God.
filtered out the most extreme ones, kept those for themselves, and then we got the leftovers.
Man, I love memes so much. Maybe 4chan is the place for me.
You're gonna see a lot of racist shit.
I bet.
But you're
I
also
bet.
you're gonna see memes. It's gonna be like in the Patreon for memes. You're gonna see the memes a week before everyone else does.
I got a strong stomach for like horrific shit.
Yeah. So that's how the first issue ends.
Yeah.
And we'll put the gas on a little bit here.
Yeah.
Get through this second issue. So let's take a look at the second issue here.
Yeah, a lot of cool like Twitter profile images.
Yeah, lots of good things we'll throw
I'm gonna
up there.
have to, like this comic, I'm gonna have to have like a new one every 6 hours.
Yeah, there's a lot of images of Gaga and her weird followers. And Gaga, we don't really find out much about her. She's just a music star and kind of like a Madonna-esque music star who talks a lot about how her following is going to change the world and it's a revolution also, but we don't really see what that means.
There's one in the middle, and it's like I want it to be a T-shirt, and it has this guy's fucked up face, and it says "the problem."
The problem. Yeah, we are the mutant generation. We are not the problem. We are the solution.
Yeah, right.
She dresses in S&M gear. She's got pasties on. Is it pasties or pasties?
She's not. She's not. I'm sure like people thought but we have pop stars like this now.
Yeah, this is Lady Gaga. This is
Yeah,
very
pretty much.
Gaga.
Like they. I guess they're pretty good about predicting how pop music would go.
Sure, we don't really hear much about it. I mean, we don't really see like what her pop aesthetic is other than just
No.
this S&M gear. So I'm not really
shit,
sure.
because it's a comic.
Well, Gaga is Spanish, isn't it?
Gato is cat. Gata would in theory be a masculine or a feminine.
Female. Yeah, it means female cat.
You know, like in ancient Egyptian for cat is Mao. So it's like that. It's like they went up to a cat, asked it
Mao,
its name,
Mao.
and they were like,
Mao,
meow. And they're like, that must be its name.
That's a good way of naming things. Fuck.
Yeah, how it sounds. I want a slice of moo.
Yeah, things got to be phonetic. Like, just make it easy on us.
How come we don't call
Onomatopoeias.
like red meat cow? We call chicken meat chicken.
Are there other animals that can be red meat?
You know what I'm saying? Like we would say pig, we say ham or bacon.
Yeah, or bovine.
Well, that's
or
because it's
swine.
prepared differently.
I'm just saying, like there's no like meat from a cow that we call a cow. I'm having some cow. There's
Yeah.
don't have a cow.
Yeah, yep. But there's no do have a cow.
Yeah. Well, what meal do we say like, oh, I'm having some cow? Like, what do we do?
Right. I mean, I guess it's just
Milk
because you
and
can
steak.
do like chicken is always chicken. It always tastes like chicken. It always looks like chicken. But cow can be a lot of different things.
And deer meat is venison.
Yes.
But if you're having buffalo meat, they say buffalo
And pig
meat.
is pork.
Yeah, yeah, right. They don't say pig.
So anyway, then we get a little feel for Gaga, and then we see that Gordon's guarding her, and he's not paying attention at all because he doesn't give a shit.
Nope, he's on his phone.
Yep. And then it's typical millennial on his phone.
What would he be? Gen Z? There's no more letters.
They got to restart it, or they do like in an Excel spreadsheet where it becomes like AA, BB, CC.
Is that what they're gonna do? I didn't know they were doing this whole time.
I don't know if they'll do that with generations. That's just what they do.
Because they just did Generation X. It's like, wait a minute, what were the other generations called? Did they not name them?
No, Gen Z is isn't Gen Z the Zoomers?
Yeah, I know, but we started we started naming the generations.
Oh yeah, we didn't start until X. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
why
we
did
didn't
cool.
say Generation V.
like why the hell did you start at X?
Because it sounds badass.
So what's Generation Z then? Why call it that?
Because
Because there was a Generation Y.
Who's naming these?
I think people think that Z, like the Generation Z, is sort of the last generation before we sort of maybe reset our cosmic consciousness.
Who's coming up with all this stuff?
I don't
and
know.
Why?
But I tell you something, when they started using the word Gen X all the time, I'm sure Marvel Comics hit the fucking roof with excitement.
Fuck yeah, they did, and they were right to.
Dude, we've got X-Men. We've got a lock on this. It writes itself.
Yeah, and they did.
We're going to own this generation, and Wolverine certainly did.
There was like an attempted Generation X live-action TV show.
I watched that when it aired, and I was a
Oh.
kid, and I remember being very excited about it, and I don't really remember it, but I think I was very disappointed.
I've never seen it.
I don't remember it at all. I just remember watching it and then it ended. And I remember, because my typical reaction when I didn't get or enjoy something as a kid was I was too stupid. So I'm sure
James,
that was
terrible.
always my reaction is I just didn't fucking get it. And so my reaction after watching Generation X was, well, I didn't like that, but it's probably my own fault. But I think in retrospect, everyone agreed that it was just garbage.
You want to know why you feel that way? Because you're not an ignorant man. An ignorant man would be like, this is stupid.
Well, I was very miserable, so that's scan.
I would never second guess it.
Yeah. Yeah, so they did try, and it didn't really go anywhere, and, whatever. I'm sure it's just a matter of time till it happens again. They tried a bunch of times and it didn't work. No, I mean when Disney starts pumping out these X-Men movies, and then they're going to pump out like Excalibur, there's going to be a whole separate cinematic universe just for the X-Men.
There was an X-Men TV show. I can't remember its name. It came out not too long ago, and Polaris was in it. And and what they did was, despite the fact she was either a prisoner or a homeless mutant on the run, she always had full makeup on. Like like Homer Simpson shot her with the horse setting and the gun.
Yes.
That's what she looked like. I mean, who's doing this fucking lady's makeup? She's a mutant on the run from Sentinels.
That's her mutant power.
What the hell? Someone on Twitter tell me what the name of that goddamn show was. I don't remember.
All right, we'll get to that.
Mutant something? No, Mutant X was a different X-Men spin-off live-action show.
We're really using the internet to its full capacity by making a podcast to ask the questions that we could Google, but we don't want to, and then just wait for somebody to tell us the answer.
I'm trying to involve people here.
Yeah, that's actually a good point.
That's like a trick people on the internet do. They ask the people to say stuff.
Yeah.
And then they just want to have their, moment, being seen. They want to be seen, God damn it.
At the end of every article, there's always a line that says, well, tell us what you thought in
Yeah,
the comments.
right.
And they don't give a shit. They don't care what you think.
No.
We do, though. We care what you think.
Right. Nice save, buddy.
We want to know what you think. We want to see your fucked up AI art.
Yeah.
We want it all.
I still haven't gotten any. I'm waiting.
Well, that episode just dropped like yesterday.
Oh,
so
I'm going to assume
fair.
2 weeks from then, I'm still not going to fucking have any.
Yeah, if we did come in and amend this podcast to mention all the wonderful AI we got, we're going to assume it didn't.
Yeah, just assume it didn't happen.
Assume it didn't happen. So anyway, let's put the gas on here. So Lena calls up Gordon and says like, "Hey man, all this stuff that we've been talking about with the missing IDs and everything, it seems like the servo cops are attacking people that don't have IDs, or more specifically, they're removing the IDs of people so the servo cops can kill them and there won't be a record of it." I guess.
They're robot police officers is what they do.
Yeah, as long as there is no ID of the person that they kill, like they basically don't take a record of it. The servo cops don't.
I mean, they really are all at the mercy of these robots with guns. These flying robots with guns. The police are at their mercy. The criminals, the citizens, everybody are just living under this constant fear.
Yeah, they're the real heroes of this story, the servo cops.
All right, just protecting and serving.
Protecting and serving and gunning them down.
What if, can you imagine they're just floating outside that school in Texas and they're just not going in?
Well, they're waiting for more body armor. By the way, I have read, and this sounds counterintuitive, but I think it was after Columbine, the official police protocol in an armed shooter situation is you run in immediately. You are not, You would think that the protocol would be like, we got to assess it. You got to make sure you have things. No, the official protocol, to my understanding, is you run in immediately.
Hey, to be fair to the police officers, they're probably just so frightened of being shot that they were willing to let kids be killed.
Yeah, it is scary getting shot. Being shot would be very, very scary. So I gotta sympathize with that.
Yep.
So
they're just totally fucking worthless. That's all.
Yeah,
that's their excuse.
So yeah, maybe they went in to get their own kids, and yeah, maybe they could have spent another 30 seconds and ended the situation, but instead they just kind of left their own kids, and who can blame them?
Pieces of shit.
Fucked up.
Oh, see, we got society too. It's not just this comic.
We got a heaping helping of society in our real society. You got society in my society.
Hope everyone voted.
Yeah, I voted for more society. So anyway, while all this is going down, Jim Gordon's like, all right, keep an eye on this thing. Don't get killed, right?
Yeah.
And oh shit, people are breaking in.
Mm-hmm. Yep, there's always crime happening.
There's constant crime. So some people are breaking into the Gaga concert, and he's like, shit, I didn't think I was going to have to do this. I didn't think I was going to have to work tonight.
So he puts on his black lipstick, stares up into the sky, and says, "Hey, yeah, hey, yeah, yeah." I say hey.
He looks way more like he's saying "nice day for a white wedding."
Oh shit!
Yeah, he looks a bit. Well, Gaga looks a lot like the woman from Four Non-Blondes.
Oh yeah, right.
So, I think so.
I think she looks like Eartha Kitt.
Oh yeah, she's got a little Eartha Kitt in it. Maybe that's a little foreshadowing, eh?
No, I wouldn't know anything about that. I wouldn't have read that far.
So Jim Gordon, he grabs Gaga and he tries to save her. And Gata's fans they call themselves the DOAs or something like that, and they I guess just go around murdering people.
Yep.
So
Which is what you do.
Yeah, so they attack these terrorists who came in to kill Gaga. I don't know why they wanted to kill Gaga. I guess they think she's too powerful with her social media influence or something.
Well, if anything, since the net like governs all things, I'm sure they're just doing, that part of whatever programming.
Just doing my job.
Yeah, right.
Nuremberg defense.
Yeah, and we're the assassins of this lady. That's our position in this society.
Yes, I'm just keeping the society going with casual assassinations of public figures.
Yep.
And so Gordon tries to save this lady, and she's like, "Oh, get the fuck off of me." He's like, "Listen, lady, you're a pop star.
Yep.
They got guns. You're not even wearing clothes."
Yeah, but she does dare them to kill her.
Yes, she does kind of just stand in their way, and I think just the sheer ballsiness of that makes them back off.
Right. She's the best. I love her.
Gaga is great. And so then the servo cops arrive, as they naturally would.
And they kill everybody.
Yeah, they seem to want. What do? Do they kill everybody?
There's a scene. There's a panel where Gaga is yelling at Gordon, and he's just going like, "Hoo hoo!"
And he drags his collar. Yeah, so she's yelling at him like, "I don't need protection," blah blah blah, and she goes, "Just because you're cute doesn't mean I need to put up with this bullshit."
Yeah.
Which is weird. A weird bit of foreshadowing. And she's probably mid-20s as well, right? And
so I see that's still happening.
He's got a type.
Dude,
Yeah, right?
Well, they're coming to him.
Daddy.
He does. That's Salt and Pepper, man.
Daddy.
There's no
man.
salt and pepper in that. That's fucking Steve Martin. White.
No, that's
all salt.
That's platinum dye.
You're right. It's all salt. It looks great. You think he's doing that on purpose? You think he has like a full head of brown hair and he dyes it?
I think it's platinum. That's what we're supposed to be seeing. It's silver.
Yeah, that's good.
He just dyes it because it's fucking sick, which means he has to shower differently than normal people.
Yeah, but he still takes
Good
a
job,
horse
Mike.
bath. He still takes the horse bath. But
Whenever I
he doesn't count
see, now because I learned that, every time I see people with dyed hair, I think, what a pain in the ass.
Not everyone does
yeah.
it, but yeah.
Well, a lot of people do it, like teenagers mostly. They don't go to like a salon. They just buy something in the store and they just kind of wash their hair with the dye, and it's shitty, but that's what they do. Right?
You don't understand how hair dyeing works, but yes, a lot of people just do it at home.
Oh, I want to play your song so badly, but we don't have time. I want to play the Shée Explains song so badly. So anyway, then we see our first glimpse of what I guess turns out to be the mayor and how the mayor is running this whole thing behind the scenes.
Yeah, Lori Lightfoot.
Madam X.
Yeah, so Madame X or Lori Lightfoot, yeah, she's got these three guys, the media man, the mob lord, and the lawman, who are enforcing her various nefarious operations.
And the lawman is a Futurama Donald Trump in a jar.
Yes, so they all come in as just heads on hollow screens.
Yeah.
Right? And they're just like, yep, everything's okay. We're killing the people you need us to kill. Everything's good.
The mob lord is like a kabuki guy.
Yeah, the mob lord is a kabuki guy with a circle on his head, and the media man just looks like RoboCop in the bathroom on the toilet.
I was gonna say that He-Man guy.
Oh,
the neck that pops up.
Extendar.
Yeah.
Judge Dredd.
Yeah.
Judge Dredd. Yeah,
There's a
okay.
little bit of Judge Dredd.
Yeah, definitely Judge Dredd.
He never takes his helmet off, but nobody really wants him to.
Yeah.
That's how he looks like.
Oh,
Put a profile photo.
The lawman guy looks like Darth Vader without his helmet on.
Oh,
yeah, he does.
Yeah.
None of these, you don't want to be any of these guys.
No.
And so it turns out that behind the scenes of all of this, controlling really all of this, is like a Vectorworks clown on a screen, right? And he looks like everybody's first Blender project.
Yep.
And so he's back there saying like, hey, I'm really in control of everything, and you guys are a bunch of fucking morons because somebody didn't delete a file and now the cops found it.
He says, you get what you fucking deserve.
Yes, he does.
Get what you fucking deserve!
I wasn't supposed to leave that button on, but I forgot to delete it after last time's episode, so it's still there.
I say that to everyone every time they tell me a story where they even slightly get their comeuppance. I tell them they get with it. I just say that now, even though I don't like that movie.
You always need to mention that you don't like it.
I don't care for it.
Get a little bit of credit. Get a little bit of cred. How about the fact that it looks like the sequel is going to be a musical?
That's fucking awesome. Now
Thank you.
I'm all on board with that. Like, yeah, go completely Jack Kirby crazy.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be Kirby-esque, but yeah, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be something completely
That's
different.
the things that I love about comics. Yeah, finally, yeah, make it as weird as you possibly can. Why not?
God, people complain about things being too similar, and then they go and do something different, and it hasn't even been made yet, and people complain about that.
I hope they get Lady Gaga to play Harley Quinn, and she sings.
That's the rumor.
That's the expectation.
That
Are
would
you
be sick.
Did you seriously not know this?
No, I'm just
Yeah.
hearing about this.
She's in talks to be in the movie, and the assumption would be she's Harley Quinn, and that this is some sort of like, a musical version of, them going on a killing spree or something.
That would be great. I would watch the shit out of
absolutely
that.
great. And it's
Musical natural born killers.
Yeah, I was thinking of that.
Yeah, how uncreative people are that they can't appreciate how this could be the worst movie ever made, and I'm still gonna love it and be their opening night, because that is just that kind of a swing is exactly what I like about comic books.
Yeah, go crazy. Let's do it.
Have some fun. So anyway, they forgot to delete a file, right? And clearly it's the Joker. Some version of a digital Joker virus is controlling things from behind the scenes, and it basically has programmed the servo cops, has set up this entire infrastructure, which is weird because none of it's that funny.
Yeah.
You'd think he'd make it funny, but no.
Yeah.
Not this Joker. So Gordon goes back to his house. He's checking his messages on his landline.
Yeah, and he's just so tired of everything. They got that right about people in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just exhausting, and nobody has anything on their walls because they're too dreary.
Yeah, and he answers his phone, and what's the name of the kid?
Bobby Chang.
Bobby Chang goes, hey Jim, do you want to fuck my little ass? And he's like, not tonight.
Like, oh, I know something must be wrong then. Yeah,
His face is just like,
and they reuse his face. He's got a really weird face. That's
man,
not
if you guys
rendered
have
well
like
at all.
if you have like a twink elf fetish,
Yeah.
this is your dude.
And they reuse that face a few times through the book. I must have been really proud of that one.
You can get it.
And so then we meet the No Man, Know Man. Mm-hmm. And the No Man is a friend of Jim Gordon's. He's like an 80-year-old man, apparently.
Yep,
And,
he has a job as a McDonald's fry cook in Grand Theft Auto Online. And he's
That's
been
a very specific
Yeah,
reference.
I'll assume that's accurate.
and he's been playing it for 50 years.
He's so yes, he's in a virtual. I don't know.
It never happened.
He's hanging out in his leather pants.
Yep.
And he, I guess, is just in his he's playing his laxing games, which I assume means relaxing, where he just imagines fucking women at the beach. Is basically what he does.
He's just flipping burgers in Grand Theft Auto 5 online hack.
Burger simulator.
Yeah, he's
so
streaming
Gordon's
on Twitch, and people are watching because that's what people
What's
watch
up,
in the
y'all?
future.
Today we're gonna do some double patties.
Yeah, dude, that's a dude, and that happens, and he's got people on his Twitch checking it out.
So Gordon pops in. He's like, dude, I know what you're fucking doing in there. Let me in.
He's like, oh, that motherfucker hasn't gotten up in a week.
Yeah, he's got bed sores.
They do a good job expressing how unhappy people are with their existence in this whole world. Everyone's always like looks exhausted, pissed off, or just uncomfortable.
Even the people in charge who are supposedly, doing pretty well for themselves, they don't really seem to be enjoying this either.
No one. It's kind of like ours. Like it's like exactly what's going on right now.
It's also interesting because it doesn't make clear if the whole world is like this, because otherwise, you just reach the city limits of Gotham, and then it goes like, what the fuck happens when you reach the edge?
Like I don't understand. Like so, either Joe Biden has to be like this, just so exhausted and just drained and sick of it, or he's the most ignorant man who's ever lived.
I mean, he could be both.
Like how out of touch do you have to be? Because he's so old, and everything. His job is so fucking hopeless. How the fuck is he just not like? How's he getting out of bed every day?
Well, ignorance. He's not smart enough to be bothered by it.
Is he just unaware how poverty is most of the country?
Yeah, he's having a great time. He's dumb enough to be okay with it. We saw he graduated like almost the bottom of his class.
In Transmetropolitan, the president in that comic said, as long as half the population doesn't starve to death, I, as president, have done my job.
Yeah.
And we're getting to a point where it seems like half the country is going to starve to death like soon. So like Joe Biden would be worse than the nightmare president from Transmetropolitan.
Yeah. Well, he kept things working. He kept things going on. The Beast, they called him the
Beast. Yeah, the Beast and the Smiler. That comic fucking rips.
Transmetropolitan is very good, but about halfway through it becomes very predictable, and there's really no surprises on like the back half of the book. But it is very enjoyable.
Look at this guy being snooty about Transmetropolitan.
Yeah, I have all the. Do you have all of the books on your shelf? I have all the books on my shelf.
I actually do.
Do you? Oh fuck.
I'm looking over at my.
All right, then you get to have an opinion on it.
I have a comic book display case now.
Oh wow!
Yeah, my comics are like in full view.
Look at this guy with a display case and his shoes.
They're built like these fancy like hand carved like cabinets and shelves are like built into my apartment.
Nice.
Cool. You're right. So I just like filled them up with whatever junk I had.
Yeah, it's just some bullshit. It's just some old bullshit. But yeah, Transmetropolitan is good. You should read it. It's just I thought the ending of it wasn't entirely great, but you should read it. It's a great book.
That's one of my favorite comics. I love it.
It's a good one. So anyway, everything is miserable. Yeah. And the No Man tells Gordon, like, I might be able to get some information. I've heard that there's some like some telepresence meetings, which is Zoom calls in the future, between the secretary, between the mayor, Madame X, Lori Lightfoot, and those goons that she employs.
Lori Lightfoot looks like a Fallout created character.
Yes. She looks like an AI generated character.
You know? Yeah. It's like someone's just like, let's make a fucked up little dude.
Yeah.
Like for Fallout.
She's the NPC in my life.
What was her gig before she was mayor of Chicago?
I don't know, junior mayor? Like what?
I'm gonna look it up real. We'll keep talking about the comic. I'm gonna look that up.
You're gonna look it up?
Yeah, I'll look it up.
All right, yeah, sure. Yeah,
you just keep going with the comic, though.
I'm gonna keep going with the comic.
Yeah.
So apparently these meetings are top secret, and there's only some whispers that they even have happened, but No Man might be able to get some information on that if Gordon can do something for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, before becoming mayor, Lightfoot worked in private legal practice as a partner at Mayor Brown and held various government positions in Chicago. Most notably, she served as the president of the Chicago Police Board. Fucking cop.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, gotta keep
Boo,
safe.
There's your liberals champion.
Back the blue. Back the blue. So anyway, Gordon gets in the elevator. He's like, well, I hope Lena's okay and not completely, totally dead. He gets in the elevator, and there's a screen in the elevator that has a Joker smile on it.
All right, and he kicks the shit out of that, as you should.
Yeah, it's just like, whatever. It might.
Well, no, he kicks the system of the elevator because the elevator's dropping.
That's like my dad. That's like my dad being sick that me and my brother are fighting over Nintendo, and he just picks it up and chucks it.
Yeah.
I paid for that, and I broke it.
Yeah, pretty much. He's like,
I don't
go
really
outside.
This kind of punishes me just as much.
Yeah, right. I bet my dad was like he got us an Atari when I was 4, and I bet he regretted it ever since.
Yeah. Well,
like, fuck these video games.
Yeah, the video games. Yeah, they didn't do nothing for nobody.
But that was back when he could support a family at like a factory job.
Yeah,
so he had money to burn. So he's like, I'll get my sons this fucked up toy.
And it was also before a video game system was like $900 or whatever.
No, so like they were like as expensive as they are now. It's just because of inflation. Like,
I don't think it's like that much. I mean, I don't know how much the Atari was.
I'm gonna look it up right now.
All right, because I don't think that the Nintendo or the Genesis were nearly that high. I thought they were a couple $100. But then again, I haven't had a computer, a video game system since the first PlayStation. So what the hell do I know?
So the Atari 2600 when it first came out was $189.95.
And how much is like an Xbox now?
The equivalent to $849
really?
In 2021. Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Welcome to Joe Biden's America. Look at that
Crazy,
inflation.
dude.
Oh wait, 2020.
Holy
That was before
shit.
Biden.
Yeah, that's how much Atari 2600 was. Can you believe it?
What year was Joe Biden elected? It's been 2 years.
I don't know.
It's been a year and change.
Man, can you believe that he ran for president in like the fucking 80s and he got busted for being like a huge liar and we just like forgot about it. And now that he's a senile old man, we think that like, oh, now is a great time to bring in this old liar.
Well, he changed. People change in their 70s. That's when you go through most of your real contemplation.
He went
really
from
normal. What you believe.
He went from normal underwear to rubber underwear.
All right. Anyway. So Gordon decides that the best way to deal with this elevator is to destroy the system that keeps it from falling.
Yep. Keep
And it
my
works
boys
out.
from fighting.
Yes. And it actually works out. And so he's able to escape from the elevator. And immediately he walks down the street and he sees that the giant telescreens on the street are reporting the top story that this Lena person, the officer, is dead.
Yeah, sexy half-boob police officer Lena is dead. This guy is Max Headroom.
It does look like Max Headroom
he looks
on
like
all the screens.
100%.
I don't understand. Well, first of all, why hasn't Max Headroom come back? That seems like a ripe to come back in society.
I bet like all like television programs in this future is just Newsmax.
Yeah. Yes, it's what is the other one? OAN? Yeah.
I guess Newsmax, they just record it in these people's houses with a green screen.
It looks
Like
super.
there is no studio.
What is one of the guys' names? I think it might be the OAN guys. John Tobacco or something.
That's fucking awesome.
And he's the
Holy
most-
shit.
He's like this swarmy used car salesman looking guy that looks like his name is John Tobacco.
There are these two black ladies on one of the Newsmax shows called like Silk and what was the name of the other lady? But they all have like they're superheroes. Everyone in Newsmax has superhero names.
Well, have you ever seen the composite of like all the female anchors?
What is it?
Yes.
On Fox News? They look like clones. They're all like historically pretty blonde ladies that appeal to white boomer guys.
They made a movie about that, right?
That they look like that. Are you thinking of the Stepford Wives? I don't know.
No, I'm thinking of like there's like a movie about the blonde Fox News chicks.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
Fuck,
Yeah,
what's that
I'd want to
called?
see that movie.
Diamond and Silk are the name of the
Jesus.
Newsmax people. Yeah, dude.
Oh, that's hilarious. Well, my point is that maybe they've evolved that from just the generic pretty blonde lady to like superhero.
I'm guessing
lady.
they break them out whenever they need two black people to affirm some fucking racist ass story.
See, we've got
on
two.
fucking Newsmax.
We've got two black people. How many black people does CNN have?
They're like, Donald Trump is the real president. Mm-hmm.
You gotta stop the steal. Oh, it's so pathetic.
$250 million. I can't get over that Trump stole all that money from that fake defense fund. That's like Lex Luthor shit.
I believe, if I remember, if it's the same fund I'm thinking of, it was a fund that immediately after he lost the election, he started this fund, and there was some fine print that said any donation under like $50,000, there was no legal requirement for it to go to any specific use.
That's
Which
so
is, of
great.
course, most of the donations. Certainly, all the donations from some dumb farmer in Iowa was going to be, $150 donations.
That's like thinking like the lottery is too unpredictable. I'm just going to give myself lottery winnings without getting a ticket.
Yep, got away with it. He's going to keep all of it.
Can you believe that, dude? That's like a heist movie.
Don't worry. I'm sure the January 6th hearings are going to take Trump down for good this time.
Hopefully, like, there's like a movie 20 years from now. And it's like filmed like a heist story. It's about Trump and his kids getting him elected president and then losing the re-election campaign to steal $250 million from his supporters. It's gonna be like Ocean's 11.
Got that? I was gonna say, got that Ocean's 11 music going in the background. The whole time?
Yeah, right.
This is already a South Park episode.
It
Is
did.
it?
They did. Do it.
Shit.
Yeah, it was. Obama and McCain were working together, and the whole election was a sham. And it was all to, like,
damn it.
It was all to like steal a diamond or something
Yeah,
stupid.
but it
And
was
they kept-
specifically Ocean's 11.
Oh, well, cut out that whole bit, I guess.
I ain't got that kind of time.
It's a good idea. It's just that,
Fuck.
South Park did
I've
it.
seen. You're right. And I've seen that too. I just stole it.
Yeah.
Fuck. I'm a joke thief.
Whatever, it fucking happens. So Gordon decides to just open fire on these screens. Right?
Yep.
Nobody seems to care.
Because
Nope.
Lena's dead.
Because
Yep.
Lena's dead, and he's realized, oh man, she did have some sweet tits.
I guess so. You know what they didn't. What they got wrong about the future is that the liberals didn't take all of our guns.
Yeah, they still got guns. Guns
Yep.
are plentiful. You can
Damn,
get them from a vending machine.
That gun law thing they're doing is meaningless.
Yeah, well, it's absolute garbage. I was
Like,
actually, I think it
dude.
was, I was reading about that with Shée, and I was just commenting. This is so nothing. Basically,
That's like
nothing.
when all the Democrats put on the African scarves and kneeled.
Oh, God.
Do you remember
Wow.
that? How is
Yes.
anyone still voting for Democrats after that? I don't understand.
You just have to be the second worst option in the world.
Like,
and
if
people
you're
will vote for you.
even slightly progressive, how the fuck are you still voting for Democrats? Like, they don't give a shit about you.
Because everyone votes strategically. They don't vote their conscience, they vote strategically.
Dude, whenever like the Democrats are in power and they try to do shit, they get filibustered. And whenever the Republicans are doing horrific shit, they don't filibuster fucking nothing.
Guys, is this when I should announce that I'm running for president? Is this
Oh,
when I should announce it?
I tell you what, I'll help you if you promise to steal $250 million from your constituents.
I just thought that was a given. Yeah.
All
You'll be
right,
my
I'm
campaign
in.
manager.
I'm
Shay's
in.
my VP.
I want to do as much coke as Donald Trump Jr.
Do I have to do anything?
No, you're the VP.
Come on now. You're going to have to enslave some prisoners
Yeah.
first if you want to be VP, though. That
Yeah.
seems to be the new standard.
Kamala Harris is really hitting the ground hard, sure.
Fuck. There's our liberal saviors.
Yeah, a cop
Shay-
and an
Shay's
elderly
like-
man who doesn't know where he is.
Shay's like, go out and vote. Yeah, who am I voting for, Shay? More
Me!
fucking criminal Democrats or criminal Republicans?
me. I'm a great option.
I usually go in and vote. I just look for which no chance of winning person's running as a communist or a socialist, and that's who I vote for.
Oh, I'm running on the accelerationist party.
Or I'm going to write in Bernie Sanders again for every position.
Yeah. Water reclamation specialist.
I had a girl break up with me because, like, during the Hillary and Trump presidential campaign, I wrote in Bernie Sanders, and she was so pissed that I didn't vote for Hillary, she dumped me.
You cannot criticize Hillary Clinton, which is
I
funny.
should have just fucking lied.
Well, it's funny because Hillary Clinton was the most anti-feminist person you could imagine in the
Dude,
90s.
I just like her laughing about blowing up countries. Telling bankers that she promises that nothing will change.
Yep, gaslighting everybody about all the sexual assault allegations against Bill Clinton and everything, and saying all these women were just crazy.
She dressed like Dr. Evil. What the fuck was that about?
Well, you gotta have those shoulder pads.
Dude.
I mean, the shoulder pads is a good look. I mean, let's
It's
not
like
let's not throw the baby out with the bathwater there. It's a good jacket.
Dude, Trump is like a Gotham villain, and Clinton was like a Metropolis villain.
Yeah.
All right. So Gordon goes walking around and he's thinking, and he stumbles on the Batman statue, specifically the head of it that got knocked off during the assault earlier. And he picks
Yeah,
up the head.
the Robo Police, the fascist Robo Police, symbolically shot the head off of a Batman statue.
Yeah. And
That's pretty cool.
Gordon, yeah, and so Gordon's thinking about it. He's like, oh, yeah, there's that Batman guy back in the day. He was pretty cool.
Yeah, Grandpa talked about him all the time, but there's no YouTube here, so I have no idea what this is.
Yeah. So I guess I'll just go home. So he goes home and he sees that someone's coming in and they've ransacked his house.
Can you imagine how many YouTube videos there would be if Batman was like a real vigilante?
Oh, yeah, they'd figure it out in a day.
I'm just saying, like, imagine like all like the shitty YouTube channels about stuff.
Yeah.
From people just making them. Here's my
Look at
opinion
how
about
many
Bat-"
channels are about Batman and he's not real.
I know.
Like,
Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm here to give you my opinion about this bad guy in Gotham.
So anyway, so Gordon comes home. Everything's been destroyed, but they conveniently left out all of the mementos that his grandfather, the original Jim Gordon, left out about Batman.
Yep.
including
He just
a
happened-
Batman costume in a box
Yes.
labeled Bruce
Wayne.
And it has a letter in it that says, "Hey Jim, by the way, hey, isn't it cool how I was Batman this whole time?" Anyway, smell you
tell
later,
Yeah.
Don't tell anyone. Shh.
Bruce.
So yeah,
Big letters, like he's John fucking Hancock.
he wrote AKA Batman underneath.
Almost.
Yeah, so there are all these just papers sitting around that talks about the history of the Batman, and yeah, a big box with a
P.S.
Batman suit in it.
P.S. Robin, aka Dick Grayson, says, "Sup."
Yeah.
He says subscribe to his YouTube channel. So yeah,
Big Dick.
Big Dick 69. Yeah. So Gordon sees all this. He's like, well, I guess I might as well just do that. I guess I'll just be Batman. Why not? Who cares?
You know, if I was Batman, like this is what they should have in Batman comics now. Batman should have a guy who's like a sidekick who's making videos about how Batman can't possibly be Bruce Wayne.
Yeah. Well, he did, and I've mentioned this before. This is something that Bruce Wayne did in Batman Incorporated. He intentionally went out and started trolling message boards saying Bruce Wayne was Batman in order to seed more disinformation.
That's fucking great. He's Q-pilling everybody.
He was absolutely doing this. And it was like, well, yeah, if I just say, if nobody says Bruce Wayne is Batman, then when someone finally thinks of that, it's going to seem like it was a secret. But if we just like throw it in the mix with all the other conspiracy theories, it's just another dumbass conspiracy theory.
So, like, if anyone's like me and didn't read this book very well, so this next part,
Sure.
there's Commissioner Gordon, not Commissioner Gordon, Jim Gordon
Jim
Jr. Puts on the Batman costume, goes outside, and tells a leprechaun, "Hey, quit doing crime."
So there's,
The dialogue at this point gets so fucking bad.
yeah. So then we've got this
Put it back,
dude,
punk, and he's
this-
like, and he's eating a shamrock. What the
Yeah.
fuck is he doing?
leprechaun with sunglasses just knocked over a convenience store with apparently Max Shrek from Batman Returns in the background.
I was gonna say like Morbius, but yeah.
Yes. He's Morbin. He decided it was Morbin time.
Max Shrek is morbid in the background.
he's just Morbin.
He's like, I
along the
really
street.
hope no one notices I pushed Selena Kyle out that window and didn't do anything about the body. He just left her there.
Yeah. He didn't have to worry about it.
And his son, Donald Trump Jr.
So Jim Gordon's
Chip? His son's name was Chip. That movie sucks.
No idea what you're talking about anymore.
Max Shrek's son in
His son was
Batman
named
Returns.
Chip.
Fuck yeah, he was. His name was Chip Shrek.
That's awful.
How about that
Dumb.
story where it's like Selena Kyle figures out like your power plant is actually more like, I don't know, an anti-power plant, and then it just sucks up the energy? Why don't you just take that money and build another fucking power plant for real? You don't gotta do that. What a stupid plan. He's just gonna draw the power away and shut the lights off for no reason?
Batman Returns is a nonsense movie. I've always said that.
Stupid.
What about the point where Batman is fighting a bunch of goons, and so he takes out his programmable batarang and programs it to hit all the goons, and they all just stand around waiting for it to hit them one at a time.
And then it gets stolen by a dog.
If you would have put this shit in a movie nowadays, holy
What if
God,
it-
nobody.
what- Like at some point in the movie, Air Bud jumps up and steals the battery and runs off.
He
Well, the
runs all-
dialogue in this book is almost as
The dialogue does
ridiculous.
get pretty bad. Batman shows up. Jim Gordon shows up dressed as Batman, and he points at this leprechaun and he says, "Hey, stop jacking off in the shower."
Yeah, right. And if you see in this bottom panel, there's a guy's face reflection in the rearview mirror. That will be the Twitter trope.
There's a lot of Twitter profile
And then maybe
pictures.
he kills these guys?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, well, Jim Gordon isn't, he doesn't know that much about Batman. Maybe Batman kills. He doesn't know.
Seems like everyone kills everyone in this book
Yeah,
constantly.
well, because
No
life
one's
is
really-
meaningless.
Yeah. Well, it is. He's right.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
based.
So, yeah, then Gordon, he goes ahead and he causes a truck that's delivering illicit drugs to just go off over the bridge there. That's fun.
And we really see his disregard for life when he tries to question the Penguin, gets in a high-speed chase with him, kills a bunch of people on the highway. Oh, no, that was that new movie.
Yeah, he didn't kill anybody in that speed chase, by the way.
Yeah, I love that exploding semi-truck that flipped over 16 times, crushing all the cars around them.
Yeah, you accept so much shit from
All
other
the people,
movies.
all the people burning to death on the highway. That movie sucked so much.
Wow, you keep going back to one scene and using that as an excuse to throw away an
Batman
entire
kills
movie.
30 people on the highway, and then Gordon doesn't arrest him immediately.
It's Gotham City. It's a dark place.
Stupid movie.
That's a great movie.
There needs to be a car chase, and I want lots of explosions. Okay, but it's not going to make any sense because,
That's
like, is
all
he,
you complain about.
Is he
this
going to go to
one
jail?
sequence nonstop, and you throw away a 3-hour movie based on one
And
sequence
then,
that you didn't like.
then all the Penguin does, the information they give him is the Penguin corrects his fucking Spanish.
Which is great.
Dumbass
was a great
fucking
scene.
movie. And then Gordon and Batman just look at each other stupidly.
Which is great.
Duh, I didn't know that, did you?
No, they knew it. They just didn't realize it. It was great. You're criticizing one sequence in the entire fucking movie.
I got a lot of issues with the movie. Those are just the most hilarious.
Keep coming back to that one. Great movie. Great movie. We all agree. We got to get on the same page if you're going to be part of my presidential platform.
About Batman?
We have to put forward. Yeah, it's a Batman-centric policy that I'm.
Maybe they
laying
should
out there.
have put Lady Gaga and it had to be a musical.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be great. It's going to be a great time. So anyway, Jim Gordon goes around town. He's got green bad eyes for some reason,
I don't know.
Yeah.
Because it's techie.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
It's cool.
exactly.
So he goes around town, and then apparently they put him on the cover of Time magazine.
Yeah, he stood
Well,
for
the
a photo.
electronic version, apparently, because it says
Yeah.
Time electronic.
All right, this is real. I want to be very clear that this is really in the book. So,
Well, I mean, technically, that's like Time magazine is mostly digital now. That's kind of true.
right, but you don't. Okay, so in this book, a full-page splash of a cover of Time magazine with a picture of Batman on it, and it's the same picture that we saw in the previous panel. They just took the same picture.
Well, I mean, there's cameras and phones everywhere. So like
Yeah, I guess
now,
that's
there's
the reason,
no
right?
way Batman's not getting his photo
Fair,
taken.
that's the reason. And it says Time. Is he back? And then underneath it says electronic. So this is
Electronic.
So apparently they're still doing a print version of Time in 2075.
What
Yeah.
you
It still
doing,
varies
Bobby?
from the-
Playing the electronic games?
Playing those electronic video games. So, this is going pretty well, I guess.
Yeah,
And
right?
then-
Batman's on Time magazine?
That's,
Pretty
I mean,
fucking
that
sick.
took Springsteen a couple albums to get there. This guy's did it in a couple nights.
Like, thanks, bro.
So then we see that Gaga is very upset that Batman is getting all this attention. It's not really clear why.
Yep, and then they show a panel where Gaga then turns into the mayor, and we're like, oh, what's going on there?
This was extremely confusing. So they literally took the artwork of Gata's face from the previous two panels. It's the same face in 3 consecutive panels, but in the third panel, it's the mayor. Like they changed
I wonder why they did that.
So they're clearly they're making it clear that there's a connection, but they're making it so clear that it's confusing.
Yeah, I actually thought that, she was, okay.
It doesn't make it's really, really confusing because so Gaga is complaining that the Batman is getting attention. He doesn't like that. So he's like, well, tell me about Batman's enemies and I guess I'll just turn into one of them and get the attention for myself, which is
Like,
All right.
literally the only difference between those two pictures is there's some baguettes under the eyes of the other one.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, they did
like
make
it's like the mayor is an older version of Gato.
In fairness, they did make a slight alteration. I'll give them that. But yeah, they literally just copy and pasted the face and then made some alterations to it, and it's very confusing.
And here, the mayor of Gotham is always dressed like a wizard.
Yes, she's got a nice cloak. She looks great, like a judge.
She looks like the Pope of Bajor from Deep Space Nine. How nerdy are
fucking
you
dork.
to know
Jesus
that
God.
reference?
No, I can't.
It's gonna be on. It's gonna be on the YouTube.
I can't ding that bell with the carnival prize with the big mallet. I can't hit that one.
You're gonna be the Bajor Pope, whatever the fuck her name was.
So I'm not looking that up.
She's such a
So-
fucking
Any
bitch.
idea what's going on?
The mayor's like, well, how come we don't know more about Batman? When you broke into Jim Gordon's house, why don't you take all those papers and Batman costumes and everything, bring them back? I would have loved to see about that.
So, like, there's 3 TVs in front of her. She's in a motherboard room, right?
Yeah.
And she's wearing her Space Pope outfit, and she's
Right.
got 3 shitty monitors in front of her with the crime guy and
The media guy and the law guy.
yeah, and the law guy, and she's like, "Behold my cool outfit."
Well, she's got 3 screen. This was okay. So I saw someone mention once before a weird omission, and I think it was in Star Trek, how the tablets they walk around with, they only have like one book or program on them. So if you need multiple ones, you're carrying around multiple tablets.
Oh yeah,
As if a single tablet, nobody conceived that a single tablet could maybe do 2 things.
No.
And so in this future, when she wants to talk to 3 people, she has to have 3 screens ready to go.
I guess if you're trying to, because I think it's supposed to give us the feeling that the person carrying it is overworked, right? And, and if you just had a bunch of tabs open on a tablet, you can't
Okay.
convey that to the viewer. So you have to have them juggling up all the things that they're doing physically, so
That
we
makes
can
sense.
understand their state of mind.
This seems like the kind of thing that you, Mike, would have a huge problem with and nitpick apart. And here you are justifying it.
Well, they're
Well,
trying to
nonetheless.
they're trying to convey
Yeah.
character without a lot of unnecessary dialogue.
All right, I can't disagree with that. It's inconsistent with your Batman criticism, but it is something that I agree with. It's a good point.
All right, see, we can get along.
Well, when we force it, when we have to, sure.
Yep.
So what does the mayor even say to these people? Is like there's
I
a
don't
big
know.
problem. I guess they can't like find records on Batman, so they're having trouble like even talking about him or figuring out how to deal with him.
Well, because he stopped using his credit card thing.
Yeah. So
They're
there's
like,
no way to
Mayor,
track
they're
it.
like, Mayor, where were you this whole time? Oh, I was at a Star Trek convention, and I'm cosplaying as the Bajor Pope.
Oh, am I still in my costume? Oh, this is so embarrassing.
They're like, that's okay. I'm still dressed like the end of Jedi Darth Vader.
Or a fat guy cosplaying Dark Side.
A little bit of a chubby dark side, yeah. Chub side.
Yeah, Chub Side. All right, there we go. Let's change the name of the show.
Sure, yeah.
We'll be Chub Side.
It's a little less litigious.
Chub Side's
Dark-
couch.
Dark Size.
Yeah. You want Dark Size your
the right
McDonald's
place.
meal?
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck.
Dark size me.
I haven't had McDonald's in like 10 years.
I've only had McDonald's in the past like 10 years because it was the only option, or once I was actually doing a job with McDonald's and that was the only food that was available.
Fuck yeah, dude. I like a Trump banquet for sports guys.
Yeah, so there was a government. Did people remember this during the Trump administration? There
Fuck yeah, it was the thing he's most famous for.
There was a government. That is not the thing he was most famous for. The government shutdown and then buying burgers for a team that came to visit him in the White House.
Fucking awesome, dude. And they were pissed too. They talked shit about him on Twitter.
There was a government shutdown, probably because of something he did. I don't remember. And then he was having like some winning football team or whatever come visit the White House, and he's like, "Well, there's no chef because of the shutdown, so I'll just buy a bunch of McDonald's burgers," which he made a point of bragging that he paid for it out of his own pocket. By the way,
that's like his favorite food though.
Yeah, it's his favorite food because he's a fucking moron.
So it's not like he's just like, well, fuck it. The best food in the world's McDonald's anyway.
Because I like it. Yeah.
Hey, he likes McDonald's and he wanted to share it with these people. I don't know. He likes McDonald's. Some people do.
Fucking.
Some people like fucking Pizza Hut. I'll never understand that.
I haven't had Pizza Hut in another probably over 10 years. So
it's like air bread with some cheese on it.
I mean, I've heard that no one out pizzas the Hut.
Yeah, unless you're Little Caesars, they did. They just took
well,
that deal. They just took the NFL deal.
Made it a lot cheaper. $5. You're not gonna beat a $5 large pizza ready to go the moment I come in the door. Like you're just not gonna beat that.
I saw a Seinfeld soup posting meme about Little Caesars taking the NFL like sponsorship deal, and in the Jerry Seinfeld voice, he's like, "You out pizza the Hut?" Like exacerbated, you know?
Oh,
I'm surprised Papa John's didn't have that deal.
Right? He got in trouble for Nazi shit, didn't he?
He said
trouble for saying the N-word a bunch.
Yeah, he said.
Isn't that Nazi shit?
He said some stuff he shouldn't have said, and then I remember reading an interview with him afterwards. He said he'd been going to Papa John's and tasting the pizza. He said, "I've eaten 30 pizzas over the past month, and the flavor just isn't the same."
Yeah,
that sounds so good.
And that he was learning how to take that word out of his vocabulary.
Yeah, it's a long process.
I've never had Papa John's. Is it good?
I don't know that I've had it either. I'm sure it's just fucking.
It's
pizza.
fine. It's
whatever.
Chain pizza. It's fine.
Fucking whatever. You know.
I'll eat Pizza Hut too. So.
I mean, of course I will. I'll eat any pizza you stick in front of me because I'm a freak.
Sure. So anyway, then Chad Side, or whatever his name is, he says like, well, myths have a power of their own, referring to Batman. So we're going to have a hard time dealing with this if they awaken the Batman myth. And that's the closest they get to having like a good theme in this book.
You think I've been Pavlov dog trained to like any kind of pizza because of Book It?
Oh, the Book It program?
You think
that was great?
You think that trained me to just like see pizza as the ultimate reward?
Well, that and the Ninja Turtles.
And the Ninja Turtles, yeah. Do I really like pizza all that much, or do I just think it's the greatest thing ever because of the programming?
It might be the greatest thing though. Like you're getting everything.
But that was programmed into me. It literally was.
You could not like pizza as a kid. Absolutely. Like you had to be all about pizza.
Isn't that weird?
You know, I was watching a video about the decline of Pizza Hut, and I didn't realize that like up until I guess I don't know the 80s or the late 80s, pizza was not like a fast food thing. Like it was a restaurant thing. Like you went out with your family to go have pizza.
I used to go to Pizza Hut because they had like a buffet night.
Yeah.
And like my dad would take us.
The dessert pizza there was awesome.
What's a dessert pizza?
It was like a thin pizza crust with.
It's just more pizza.
With sometimes it would have like chocolate and marshmallows on it. Sometimes it would have apple.
Jesus Christ.
I'm like, oh, that was a delicious pizza, huh, kids? Time for dessert. What's for dessert at Pizza Hut? More pizza!
It's 2 slices of pizza on top of each other.
Wow! The kids are freaking out. The parents have their hands up in the air like,
well, they were very
Kermit,
thin.
all excited. Yay! The whole family's Kermit.
Arms are flailing.
But that's like a side effect of the Pizza Hut.
Yep. Disco ball comes down. Everybody's having a great time.
Everyone sticks their heads up in the air like Kermit, and they all just turn into weird puppet people.
A D-Light song starts playing.
More people puppet enslaved by Pizza Hut.
All right. Anyway, so then Blender Joker pops up, and he tells everybody, "Hey, why don't you cut the shit? I'm in charge of everything."
Look at me, guys! I'm Reboot.
And then he renders himself. He goes from just
Reboot McIntyre.
all right, fine.
I'm a survivor.
Have fun making that picture for the YouTube.
I can't. Sorry, I'm not putting that much time into it.
Gotta come up with something. People are expecting it now.
Damn it! This fucking grave I dug for myself.
It was your idea, by the way.
I
was
used to do fucking nothing, and then we started doing Twitter, and then I started making fucking memes.
Was we just throw the video podcast up? Maybe there's a couple images, and then Mike said, "You know what? I'll give you like 40 images." And I said, "Okay." I could make this in 5 minutes, but you wanted me to spend an hour and a half, and you want to spend your evening on it? That's fine.
Oh man,
that might go away. We'll see. Anyway, so Joker turns himself from wirework Joker into actual filled-in digital Blender Joker, and then he starts distorting himself.
Yeah, and he's in ha 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 ha.
Mm-hmm. So he's saying, I was programmed, and I'm the king of this city, and there's no remedy for the Joker virus and all of this, and he runs the city and what have you.
Yeah, like your screensaver, he turns your screensaver into just the word society.
Yeah, that's his alternate master plan.
It's that and that card Joaquin Phoenix gave to people, like, excuse my laughter, I have brain damage. It just shows that.
You become a little less ambitious in the future, Joker.
All right, so the Joaquin virus.
So then we see over at Wayne Manor or Wayne Industries or whatever, the abandoned Wayne complex, right?
It's just a smokestack.
It's just a smokestack for some reason. And we see a robot comes alive.
Yeah.
And we hear a voice say, "Master Bruce, is it time?" And another voice says, "Yes, Alfred, at long last, it is time."
And then Alfred answers in his robot voice, "Based."
And that's how we're going to leave it.
LOL, this is a meme.
That's it. That's it for now.
Yep.
Yeah. What do we think of this first half of the story?
I like this. I like the comic. I like the cool, weird computer art from the past. I enjoyed hearing about Pepe and his many achievements.
Yeah.
I liked that we talked out and learned that we have been programmed by Big Pizza.
Mm-hmm. Shée, what'd you think of this?
I enjoyed most of it. I really hated the Batman dialogue.
Yeah.
It's really, really cheesy and bad.
Yeah.
Hence why this falls under Batman Koala book.
That is not what a Batman Koala book is. It has nothing to do with the dialogue.
Batman Koala books have cheesy dialogue.
The only dialogue that matters in a Batman Koala book is, "Golly, Robin, I've been turned into a koala. Can I still be Batman?"
Mm-hmm. That's right. How about when he turned into a baby? That's my favorite one.
Yeah, he turns into a baby, turns into a gorilla.
Baby was great.
And he gave himself cute little overalls
Yeah.
so he could fight in.
Has to have massive neurological damage from this.
Isn't that great?
Can't function.
Nope.
I was turned into a gorilla, then I was turned into a baby.
Dude, issue 2 ends with fucking Robo Alfred. Yeah, this isn't a fucking koala book. Fuck you.
Yeah.
It's a program that has Alfred's mannerisms. It's not Alfred turned into a robot.
This is a neo koala book.
I realize this book has some pretty severe flaws, but I just like the tone of it. I like the ballsiness of the setting. I like the weirdly dated look. I've read a lot of Batman comics, and I always feel like I've turned over all the stones, and there's not a lot of different kinds of Batman that I haven't seen before, but this was a little unique. This was something different, at least for the time. So I'm going to be generous and give at least the first half of this book a generous 4 out of 5 failing hard drives. Oh shit.
Oh god.
Fuck, no.
That's horrible.
Don't catch fire.
Horrible.
Do not catch fire. Oh shit, it's catching fire. Oh, those are all my Shannon Doherty pictures. I'm not going to get those back.
As someone who fetishizes their computer, that sounds horrible.
Oh,
that
so
was
sad.
triggering sounds, like when your screen just turns blue.
Next time, I'm really going to learn about backups. For real this time. I'm actually going to do it.
This book is Koala Beyond.
Speaking of Beyond, it would be a digital injustice if we didn't finish this comic. So I think we're going to come back.
Definitely going to finish.
We got to figure out how this ends. Shée, do you want to give us some closing plugs?
Sure. Listen to Dark Side's Couch and Gaga on Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, any other podcast app that you can think of, whatever you're using right now. And use the net, live in the net, visit the net, and visit us at darksidescouch.com or at Dark Sides Couch on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube.
Yeah, you have no reason to not be on the internet at any time. Mm-hmm. And you're going to be on all day. You might as well check out our stuff and subscribe and hit those bells and dings and ratings and everything. Yeah.
Become one with the internet, but do it supporting us.
Yes, mostly that last part.
Yeah, we got a lot of big plans. Mm-hmm. All right, I think that's it. And we'll come back for the back half of this next week. I don't know, man. Ready to wrap this up? Mm-hmm. All right, anybody got any last thoughts before we get out of here?
A Joker musical with Lady Gaga is a Joker koala movie.
All right, apparently we have very different ideas about the koala thing. Shée?
I just really hope the dialogue gets better in the second half of this.
Oh, it won't. Ta-ta for now, Christian Crusaders. We'll talk to you next week on the couch.
Let's see what the Bat computer has to offer.
Seems a little uncertain, doesn't it?
Certainly does.
We're living in a society.
The Bat computer said that. This machine needs oiling.